And good evening, Trojan fans, and welcome out to JL Butch Stoker Stadium, where it is time for what some have termed as the Red River Rivalry. It is Alexandria welcoming in their counterparts from north of the river, the Rebels of Pineville, and should be an exciting night. A lot of fans in here, a lot of energy, and that's why we like these type of local matchups. A lot to get into as we run through the countdown to kickoff. We are broadcasting live from the Trios Press Box. Trios now on Versailles. Check out their new Halloween menu that is out there. Go by there and you tell them that you heard about them on 446 Sports tonight on there. I want to welcome in counterpart here in the booth, year number 3 that Nick Magnano joins us. And Nick, welcome.
Good evening, Doug. 82 degrees, sunny. Sun's about to set at 6:35, so it won't be a problem whenever we get here in kickoff. Dew point 60 degrees, 47% humidity. Nice little southeast wind at 6. Might affect a little part of the game whenever we first start.
Look, we saw Eli kicking into the wind and was coming up short on a couple of the attempts that he kicked. Now, keep in mind, they were from 55 out, and so they were just a couple of yards shy into the wind. So Eli Fong putting a foot into this one, no doubt.
Yeah, it's going to make it, like I said, make a little difference. Of course, the dew will be setting, a little bit as well. But last week, after being on that turf last week, where they were slipping and sliding, I think they're glad to be back home.
Look, you know who else is glad to be back home? This
Doug
guy.
Gann.
This guy. And there's a big reason. One, because it's not a 2-hour drive there and a 2-hour drive back. But the folks at Sinlaw Grill and Chill certainly take care of us. Sinlaw Grill and Chill provides our press box food for us and the folks that are up here in the working media. And sausage dogs tonight, Nick, with and of course, KP wanted the only bowl of banana pudding, and I had to let him know that was mayonnaise and not banana pudding that was on there. But they had their beans again with the sausage cut up and cooked into there. And look, that's not stuff you can find on the menu, Nick. That's their catering. You got to go by there. Everything on their menu is fantastic. But you just head out to Jackson Street in front of the old
CC's Pizza.
CC's Coffee?
I mean, CC's Coffee.
Okay, see?
It's on the opposite end of the pizza place.
The pizza place.
Yeah,
there
sorry.
you go.
Yeah.
And so go by there, Sinlaw Grill and Chill. A lot of times they have live music on Friday night. I don't think it is on game night, but they'll have the game on tomorrow. Go by there and check them out. And you tell them that we sent you over here. Nick, elephant in the room, what it is. We talked a lot about it last night, and we want to flush that one, but you can't get away from the 34-31 loss the Trojans took at the hands of the West Monroe Rebels last week.
Yeah, it was, disappointing loss, obviously. Of course, West Monroe, they had to earn it, and it was a great high school football game with the exception of the result for us, obviously. We were talking last night on the show, and to be honest with you, going into it, me personally, if I would have been told that our defense holds, West Monroe to 117 yards rushing on 33 attempts, well, then we're winning that game.
Yeah.
And you know what? We should have. But they have this young man, and this is the last time I'm going to say it, hopefully on air for a while, but this young man named Drez Davis that he showed up last week and really had a great game, and they ended up having 251 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, and that's unlike a West Monroe team. So, like I said, we had 2 turnovers. They had a turnover, and, of course, we had the block punt. So, both 10 points off of each one of those. It's just the last 3 points came after our last turnover. But it's part of the game. We still have everything, all our goals ahead of us. We still have the opportunity to do everything we wanted to. And I don't think that the district champ of this district this year is going to go undefeated. That's just my opinion.
No, I'm on board with that as well. As we're getting things set up, we're going to have Coach Bachmann here joining us in just a little while, and working through some of that. Anyway, so we talked, and I completely lost my train of thought as we were setting up our interview with Coach Bachmann that will be in just a minute, Nick. But you look and you have to get past that. And all the guys that we talked to last night, they were, that's behind us. We're going to grow from that. We're going to go forward. And I'm in agreement with you. That's where I was. I'm in agreement with you that I don't believe anybody runs the table this season because they are a lot of good teams in there. It's such one of the arguably the best 2 or 3 districts in the state. Well, Doug, there's only 9 or 10. I understand, but there's a different level of these. That Catholic League certainly is one of those. And it just goes to show you. So we were looking at the power rankings, and I saw somebody make a post early in the week congratulating a team that was a little higher in the rankings. Well, as teams play last night, things change on those power rankings as well. And you got teams that were ahead on Wednesday that are behind on Friday and hadn't played a game.
Yeah. Well, before we close the door on last week, I mean, this is how even it was. We had 12 drives, 56 plays, 349 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a field goal.
Right.
Okay. They had 13 drives, so 1 more drive, same amount of plays, 368 yards, so a few more yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 field goals. So, I mean, that's how balanced the game was. That's how close it was. Like I said, they ended up with the one big play at the end, which debatable on my part on if that play should have even been awarded to them. But that's my part, and that's the last I'm going to say on that. But once again,
on the air,
that's correct. but you are right. That's one great thing about this group. I mean, probably Monday morning they didn't even remember.
Yeah.
They're not thinking about it. They're going to remember it because that's you want to keep that, but it's not going forward. That's right.
Saturday morning they wake up and it's week 7. It's Pineville week. Trojans come into this one, Nick, at 5-1 on the season, 0-1 in district play. Can still run the table in this one, and all you're doing is looking for that home playoff spot, that higher ranking in there. We're going to talk to Coach Bachmann in just a minute. When we come back, we're going to try to get Nick back on his streak. We'll see if we're able to do that. That is going to be on our Louisiana Athletic Club keys to the game. But before then, let's talk a little bit about the season maybe that Pineville has had in this one. Started out with one of the best non-district slates that they've had in a while under new head coach Justin Charles. And he's new to them, but he's not new to this area. He's coached Menard. He's coached Louisiana Christian University, I guess back when it was Louisiana College still. And so a very familiar name is head coach Justin Charles.
Yeah, he's been around for a while. Had a stepson that played. J. Lou played for us. A few years here, and got to really enjoy meeting them and talking to them about when he was here, and he's been, like I said, he's been around for a while. He's been in this area. Did he start? He started at LC, correct? If I'm not mistaken, and
yes.
then came to the high school ranks.
Yep.
So yeah, no, their best record they've had, in a while, and like I said, they're looking to try to build on that and get their first district win. They had a rough game last week against Neville, and that's definitely going to happen.
We're going to get KP. It looks like he's trying to call in. I don't think we have the do not disturb. I see him trying to dial, so let's try to maybe call him.
When it comes to celebrating big moments, BK Distributors has you covered. From eye-catching fathead decals and senior banners to custom cutouts that bring your favorite faces to life, we help make memories larger than life. Cheer loud and proud with hand fans and personalized signs, or honor achievements with awards and trophies that shine just as bright as the people who earn them. Whether it's for your school, your team, your business, or your community, BK Distributors delivers quality, creativity, and service you can trust. BK Distributors, where every moment deserves to stand out.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau Insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service.
Head KP.
After disappointment of last week's game, what's the message been this week? Well, disappointment's a part of life. Life is how you respond to whatever circumstance you're in. So, our kids have responded this week. Still one of these young men that are out busting their tail every day, pursuing it. And we were disappointed, but life is about how you respond, and I got no doubt that these kids are going to respond tonight. Good luck. Thank you. Yes, sir.
There you go, KP. We appreciate that. And head coach Thomas Bachmann joining us. You're seeing him there on your field. And, Nick, I don't think truer words have ever been spoken, my friend. Disappointment is a part of life. It's how you respond to it.
That's right. And like I said, he knows this, and it's not his, although it's been a while in the regular season, but he knows how to get these guys back on track. Talking about Pineville, Doug, they're 4-2 coming in. They have wins over New Iberia and Vols. Then they lost their third game of the year to Tioga. Then they beat Leesville, beat Red River, and then lost last week to Neville.
Yep, and, we talked to Coach Justin Charles on the field before the game, and he's like, Doug, this is the seventh different starting offensive line that we've used. And I was like, Coach, this is week 7. He's like, I know. I said what I said.
Wow.
And it's just it's tough. They got a lot of young guys, and at this point you're getting some of those young guys in there. Something that doesn't change, and we don't rely on the younger guys to do this for us. We go to Nick Magnano, not saying you're not a younger guy,
oh, yeah.
but it is time for our Louisiana Athletic Club keys to the game. Let the fancy graphic play, Nick, and then take it away, my friend.
Yeah, first one for the offense. I think tonight, focus on the passing game. Try to get multiple wide receivers involved. We've really had Fontenot, and he's really been the only wide receiver that's, had multiple catches this year, in every game, with the exception of, now K5, Kyron Griffin. He's getting more involved. But
right.
I'd like to see Burford get involved. I'd like to see Doherty get involved. And maybe some of the tight ends as well. Try to get them. But see if we can't get the guys on the outside a little more involved.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to see that. All right, key number 1, get those guys on the outside a little bit more involved on the passing game, all right?
Defensive side, contain the run. Aiden Tate, all-district player, all-district athlete. They had a little scare a few weeks back with him and his knee. Glad he's healthy, but once again, trying to make sure that we contain him, and if we do that, we ought to do well tonight.
There you go. And so, and that's the one thing that they're going to try to do is they'll try to shorten the game. I think they know that you can't get into a shootout with Ash tonight, so you want to shorten the game, limit the possessions.
Yeah. And then overall, just like we've talked about and coaches talked about, and that couldn't have been a better answer for what my third key is, and just move forward. And I'm not surprised that that's what Coach said, and I'm not surprised that's the way this team feels. They're focused on these Rebels, not last week's Rebels, and as long as they stay focused on these Rebels, it should be a good night for them. I
don't think that you'll find a guy that is more animated and passionate and ready to move on than Thomas Bachmann. We were down on the field talking, he and I and a couple others, just about taking us through the play that the penalty was called on, taking us through this. He said, but at the end of the conversation that I have with the people that I'm having this conversation with that we'll keep aside is that, look, that didn't cost us a ball game. We've got to go out and do. We've got to put the ball in the end zone at the end of it. We've got to hang on to it. We've got to do things. You'll never find him point a finger at anybody. With the band and the team and the size and all these things, he wants to say, you know what? These guys on this sideline don't care about that. They're going to play ball and take care of things. Right.
And talk about the sideline, talk about the crowd. I mean, he had given us, he had prefaced last week how great of an environment West Monroe is. He told me during last week's show, because I'd never been there for a football game. But I'll tell you what made that environment the other night. was this side, was the Ash fans.
It was ridiculously loud.
Matthew sitting there, he can't keep the camera from just vibrating numerous times, and that wasn't because of anything that was that was because of our crowd. Our crowd was into it. Our crowd was loud. I had to turn the ambiance mic down. Had to elevate your mic as loud as it would go.
And that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense at all if you listen to Doug often. But no, it was a great crowd. Great. I mean, just a great environment. But like I said, so I think these fans are ready to bounce back as well.
Well, while we're waiting on the Trojans to make their way out here, Nick, why don't we take a look at the defensive starters for you Trojans?
Yeah, you see Jaden Bayon, Peyton Hobbs, which Peyton Hobbs was our Express Pro.
Right, yeah.
Lineman of the week. Ethan Richard had him on the show last night. A great young man, another defensive lineman there. Bryson Phoenix, linebacker, defensive end. Jackson Townsend, starting linebacker, junior starting linebacker. Xavier White, senior captain, linebacker, player of the week. Our Sabine State Bank player of the week from the night he had last week. Carrot Gaines in that apex position. Maurice Jackson, cornerback / safety. Then Jay Frazier, Trey Williams, Jakyron Griffin, and of course Trey had another
3 block punts on the season now, 2 of them for touchdowns.
Right, and then Kyron Griffin, who K5, I mean, had a great. I mean, was actually the runner-up for our player of the game last week. Gary Boatman did not play last week. He did practice this week, and then Jay Spikes on
who
the
was on the show
side.
last night as well. Look, you go back to Trey. I'm waiting for a extra point or a field goal block on there this season too, and then I'm waiting for him just to catch one in the air off the foot and take it to the house on there. And again, I said it before and I'll say it again, K9 or Z9, I don't care what you call him, dude's got some dog in him.
That's right.
Indeed he does. Let's jump over to the offensive side of things, Nick, and take a look at that.
Yeah, Carson Sellers had a big night last week. Had the cool play of the game, him to Grayson Thibodeau, which was a 54-yard screen that was just, I mean, well executed, perfectly played call. Kason Williams had a coming out party last week, over 100 yards on 27 carries. Just a big night for him. Jayton Terry is, he's playing both sides. Didn't get as many opportunities last week, as the wide receiver. Hopefully he gets a few more. Alex Fontenot, big, steady game last week. Had a few catches, had a few PIs called, in his favor. Grayson Thibodeau with the big, like I said, the big touchdown reception. And that was a big play back last week because they had all the momentum. West Monroe had all the momentum. And then, we pulled that one out. Hayden Burford, like I said, we need to get Hayden involved a little bit on the passing game. Hopefully tonight will be a good night for him. K5, Kyron Griffin, like I said, playing both sides.
Didn't you call him on defense?
Yes, yeah. That's Peter Lofton, starting right tackle. Aiden Price, you're starting left guard. Carter Rivette, starting left tackle. Jacob Della Serta, starting center. Jaden Everett is your starting right guard. And then Jaden Clemens will alternate with Everett. And then Gaines McKenzie. And I look for maybe him to get a few opportunities tonight as well, Gaines.
Look, you say, man, that's more than 11 starters on there. It's that way just because it's that way. These Trojans run a lot of people out there. Nick, we gave out a couple of our honors last night. You talked about Peyton Hobbs. He is our Outstanding Lineman Award winner from Express Employment Professionals. If you're looking for that one job or you need to hire for that one job, check out our friends at Express Employment Professionals. You got one job, they'll help you with it. Peyton Hobbs had one job, and that was cause chaos, and he did just that, Nick.
Yeah, he had 6 total tackles, 4 solos, which is very odd for a nose guard. In a competition like that. So great work by there. 2 assisted. He had 1 TFL and 1 quarterback pressure.
Our player of the game, who could have been that way, gosh, throughout most of the season, continues to be a wrecking ball. And the one thing after the game that he talked about, Nick, was that I don't get to play them anymore. And that's tough because the way the playoffs are. They split up, and that's none other than Xavier White. We call him X.
Yeah, Xavier White X. 5 solo tackles, 9 assists, 14 total, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 quarterback pressure as well, and well deserved.
We certainly thank our friends at Sabine State Bank for setting that up. And Nick, you talked a little bit earlier about our Southern Air cool play of the game. Let's take a look back at that here as you talk about it. You'll see it come up on the screen. Take us through this, Nick.
Yeah, it's throwback screen. I mean, you just watch the flow of the whole. I mean, everything flows to the right side. Grayson fakes a block and then just peels out. And, boy, if you watch right here about the 30-yard line, where 25, where Carter Rivette just comes back and gets in the way of the one person that possibly could have called Grayson. But just great work and great play call and at the right time.
Carter Rivette was on our graphic this week. He was also on the Ash graphic on there, too. Wonderful Ash family that the Rivettes are, and I know it seemed like it stirred up a lot of chaos because that's one of those you've seen the house divided and things like that. He's a graduate. Dad was a graduate of Pineville.
Yeah, we played against each other, and John Wolf, his teammate, who's on our broadcast, our Menard broadcast, reminded me today that he was a defensive lineman. He wasn't an offensive lineman like John, but. So
was anybody an offensive lineman like John?
Well, no, you're right. But talking about a house divide, I mean, he was a defensive lineman, and he's coached. I mean, he's raised two offensive linemen. But one thing they all have in common:
they wear purple and gold now.
Well, they all can throw a discus.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Dad.
I didn't know
both
Dad
boys.
could.
Oh yes.
And look, probably the biggest star out of that is Carter. He chunks it. So and a young man.
You really trying to get a house divided there, aren't you?
I know. I'm just cheering on the son. That's all that I'm doing. But it's just that's what's so good, Nick, about these community surrounded games and environments. It would be great if Ash was able to play 2 or 3 local teams maybe next year.
Yeah, it would be nice, and there might be some changes coming up, with the schedule since it's the 2-year rotation is over. But we'll let Coach inform us on that whenever he gets that. But tonight, definitely glad to have this.
He's so politically correct.
Glad to have this one. Well, I mean,
I know
when you go. I mean, we've been to Destrehan already. We've been to West Monroe. We're going to go to Ruston. We're going to go to Neville. And yes, we did have all those here last year.
Yeah.
But
they were great last year.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing like. I mean, of course. John and I got to reminisce about when we were in school, 91 through 95. Our district was Ash. I'm going in alphabetical order.
Right.
Ash, Bolton, Peabody, Pineville, Tioga, and then Marksville would be the 4 years we were there. Marksville, they were in and out. They were 3A, 4A. Right. Okay, our junior senior year. That's what I grew up with.
Yeah.
Okay. So once you got past week 5, okay. You didn't.
You never left the parish.
That's right. And it was. I mean, and every night, every Friday night was a great game.
Trojans getting ready to make their way out. Nick, this is probably the latest that I've seen them come out with only about 8 minutes to go until until kickoff, and it's taken till 6:52 for them to for the whatever it is, Enter Sandman. Yeah. Thank you. That was easy for me to say. Trojans will be in all purple with the bright white number trimmed in gold. Pineville, this is just eerie with there being 8 minutes to go and nobody on the field. It's almost like the Trojans are waiting on the Rebels to come out on the field, Nick.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? But, hey, nothing like
look, they've stopped they've held them up. And look who's leading the way that's holding them back. Noble Williams. He's dressed, but he's not dressed. Yeah. So let's just that's good to see. Well, getting him back is going to be phenomenal. And that is in fact what they waited on was the Rebels to make their way out.
Yeah, one of the officials had to walk back there and get them out. And hey, I mean that's what these things are about. That's what rivalries are about. That's
exactly what it is.
Anything you could do, it makes it a little different. I mean, as long as it's within the rules, is a good thing.
Well, Nick, let me ask you this: how does it feel calling your first Ash Pineville game here from the friendly confines?
It's different for sure. I will say this: if Pineville scores,
right?
Okay, I won't jump from the boom.
No. Two things in that
Randy
state.
James.
That's
Randy
exactly
James.
right.
So,
and here come your Ash Trojans right out of there. And so they're not making the long Trojan walk. They have to do the Trojan trot down there to the headset or to the big inflatable helmet so that they can get there and get out on the field. This has been the biggest form of showmanship and one-upsmanship. And let me tell you, that's setting the tide for a pretty big ball game.
Yeah. Yeah, coaching staff making its way up. Pineville coaching staff making its way up there now. So
we do welcome our friends from across the river in Pineville that are tuning in to join this one. They were set to broadcast this one tonight, but were unable to do so. And so we appreciate the viewers that have tuned in to watch this one. Should be a good one. Sparks are flying, smokes are flying. Banner is getting ready to rip. The purple and gold smoke that is making its way through the air. And here come your Ash Trojans. I see they remembered the horns. Look, this is getting to be one of the great entrances that are there. The smoke that is there, and it'll take it a couple of minutes to get out so they can do the coin toss, but we'll zoom down in there. Coming up in the first quarter, Nick, we're going to talk to KP up here in the booth. He's going to tell about those cookies that came to us from Little Cakes with Big Attitudes. There were a dozen of them in the box. I say were because there's only 11 of them now. So we'll talk to them probably around halftime is when we'll get on the air with that and talk. They'll tell us about the LV Foundation and those things. So we're going to turn it over to our public address announcer, Ronnie Shorts, and he'll get us going for tonight's contest.
Right Rifleman is Cadet Gunnery Sergeant Brody Ezenek. At this time, will you please stand and remove your hats as Chancellor Kelly will do tonight's prayer, followed by the Trojan band with the national anthem.
Heavenly Father, we come before you tonight, thankful for the gift of this game, the strength to compete, and the unity that brings us together as one community. As we take the field, we also pause to remember and honor those whose battles are fought off the field, those who have faced, are facing, or have lost their lives to breast cancer. We lift up the survivors, the fighters, and the families who carry their loved ones' memories in their hearts. Lord, grant comfort to those who mourn, courage to those still fighting, and peace to every family touched by this disease. May our efforts tonight, through awareness, support, and love, remind us that we are stronger together. Bless the players, coaches, officials, and fans. Keep everyone safe from harm, and let this game be played with integrity, respect, and good sportsmanship. We play for a purpose tonight, for hope, healing, and the strength found in faith and community. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
You have to be really careful about putting the headset back on when the horns are blaring out there. Getting ready for coin toss on here. It is Ash and it is Pineville. You know, you look back into it in the last couple of years, Nick, that you've covered it. They've not been real competitive ball games. This rivalry, this history goes way back, and these games have been back and forth. But the last few years, Ash has had a little bit the better of it. Tonight, what do you see this evening?
Yeah, you're correct. I had whenever I was a season ticket holder here for Ash, whenever my little sister was here in the mid 2000s, it was a very competitive game. Matter of fact, Pineville got the best of them for 3 of the 4 years on the football field. But here recently, it's definitely been the Trojan show.
Captain's getting ready to make their way onto the field. Nick, what do you have for us?
Doug, can you read the Pineville numbers?
Cannot.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and start with left to right for Yash, Xavier White, Bryce Letzinger, Zabakarian Franks, and then Grayson Thibodeau.
Looks like 66.
66 is Philip Beats.
73.
73 is Tristan Johnson.
2
is
9
TJ
and 8.
Edwards. 2 is TJ Edwards. 8 is Caleb Coleman, and 9 Altavius McQuain.
There you go. A couple to keep your eye out on. Keep an eye out for number 6 tonight, Kamarion Phillips. He is a ball player. Hakeem Mix is here. You remember Hakeem was back here. His freshman season was Spinnet Ash.
Yeah, and then obviously Aiden Tate as well, which I don't see him on the roster, but we know he's number 23. So we'll definitely be calling his name a lot. Their starting quarterback is Carter Smith.
There you have it, getting ready for the coin toss here. And a good crew in town tonight for this one. A lot of cameras on the field taking this moment in. Looks like Pineville has won the toss, and they have elected to receive. So they're going to go ahead and put this offense out there against that Trojan defense. And, the coach, Justin Charles, is going to want to start fast in this game.
Yeah,
Well, go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say, I think that's probably a good idea for them because, like I said, I think they're probably going to want to, like you said earlier, ball control against this Trojan team.
Here's one thing I'll tell you. The Rebel return team will not drift too far off the 50. I promise you that. They're going to be anticipating, expecting, looking for a little trickeration to get things going in this thing as well.
Yep, and I like that. I like that we're going to start off on defense to let that defense, get a good start.
Trojans will kick left to right towards the baseball field. The Rebels will be heading right to left towards Jackson Street at Sinlock Grill and Chill. Proud sponsors of our pregame meal here in the press box, and we are so grateful to those folks. Make sure you check them out. When you see the commercial that comes up for them tonight, look, you're going to want to go by there and check that out. Back deep to receive for the Rebels. Looks like number 6, Kamarion Phillips, is back there. He's a playmaker for him.
Yeah, junior wide receiver, DB.
Eli will get ready to punt. He is going with the wind in this game. And granted, there's not much of it, Nick, but the way he was kicking was opposite to where he is now. He was kicking towards Jackson Street. And the flags, though, have seemed to lay down a little bit. I don't think that's going to get us. Week 7 is here. Week 2 of District 2 5A action. Both of these teams are 0-1 in district play, looking for their first win. Eli and the bunch getting ready to kick this thing off. Eli puts a foot into it. It is high, it is back, and it is not going to be returnable midway through the A, and that is where the Rebels will have it. First down and 10.
Yep, that's the weapon that we know he is. Like I said, the footing here is a lot better than it was last week, so look forward to seeing many of those tonight.
Yeah, we saw on the practice kicks that they were making last week, both kickers were slipping and falling.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. First down and 10. 12 minutes on the clock. 4 quarters, 2 halves. We're ready to go. We say we're ready to go. Signal beforehand, and we'll.
False start.
Oh, they had just got to the line of scrimmage when that false start was whistled, too. So back in at quarterback, as he told you, is number 10, Carter Smith. That is the junior for Coach Charles in that Rebel offense.
That's not Tate back there.
No,
like
it's not.
TJ Edwards, maybe number 2.
Snap is back. Smith trying to quickly throw, dumps it out into the backfield. Coming up, though, and making a tackle, and that's going to be a loss of a yard. Good work out on the corner by Carrot Gaines.
Actually, I'm sorry, Doug. That is number 8 who's the quarterback. Is Caleb Coleman, starting quarterback. Aiden was to the right. I was thinking that was Smith that was to the right.
No, Tate is back there with him.
And Coleman starting quarterback tonight.
Yep, Caleb Coleman, the sophomore quarterback. Back to pass, zips this one out as well, and it is incomplete. Picking on that right side over there, but that was Jay Frazier who was Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, good PB. Good pass breakup there by
Third down and a little over 15, so make it 16. So they will officially give a yard loss on that first play and make that 3rd and 16 following the 1st and 10 penalty on here. Just about 30 seconds into the first drive. Boy, that sunset is starting to make its way down over Warren Street and Warren Avenue, and it really looks nice over that tree line. 3rd down and 16. Tate goes out into motion. He's going to settle in as a wideout. Back to pass now, coming this side with it. Pass bobbles around, and it is incomplete. And the Trojans have forced a 3-and-out on money down.
Yes, sir. There's nothing really there for him. He tried to turn and run and didn't have the ball with him. So Jocko Lee, who is the kicker and punter for the Rebels, into punt.
Look, and got a leg on him too. He's a pretty solid kicker. He's had some game-winning field goals, has Jocko. Looks like back to receive is Hayden Burford. He sits around the 44, 45-yard line is where he drifts between. Snap is back. Here comes pressure, but going to get it away. Bounces around the 35 and then juts right out of bounds. They'll call it, they'll call it back down to the 31, Nick.
Wow.
And that's a pretty good field position to get started on.
Yep, that's exactly what the Trojans wanted there. Talking about Jocko, probably his career best is probably the game winner against Tioga, right?
Last year, that's correct. Yep, wasn't a long kick, but they don't have to be. They just have to go through those 2 bars that they call uprights. 1st down and 10. Again, we talked about your starting lineup. It'll be Carson Sellers at quarterback with Kaysen Williams in the backfield with him. Kaysen now does come out to that. Looks like Thibodeau is the H-back, set off to the right side.
Yeah, Gaines is tight end.
Sellers now with a toss to Kaysen to the near side behind that big line of blockers, but he is brought down at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, 4-yard gain here off this right side on his first carry.
2nd down and 6 go the Trojans. Carson's got it. Handoff is back to Kaysen once again. And Kaysen carried the ball 28 times last week. I expect he gets somewhere close to there again tonight.
Yeah, another 4 there. Make a 3rd and short here, Doug.
3rd down and 1. It looks like maybe a little over the line. The gain is the 21-yard line. Snap is back. Kaysen's got his number called again, and he's going to get to the corner now. 10, driven out of bounds. The ball is popped out, but it is going to go out of bounds, and it'll be 1st down and goal for the Trojans from the 8-yard line.
Yeah, so they're going to give him 13 on that one, and if the ball does fumble out of bounds, they bring it back to the spot, right, Doug?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
10:40 remaining in the first half, or in the first quarter. Been 3 Kaysen Williams runs so far in this one. Don't expect a lot different. Yeah, Kaysen's got it. He's following behind his big blockers. Going to bull his way into the end zone. And that's a touchdown, Kaysen Williams. Touchdown, Trojans.
Yeah, 8 yards there right off this right side. Pushes his line. Line helps him finish it off. So good start here for your Trojans on the 4th play. They score a touchdown.
Tioga out to an early lead in that ball game, 7-0 against West Ouachita. We're going to keep it here after this, too. And, Matthew, we'll get that headset from you. We're going to talk to KP during the break just a minute, too.
Yeah, big night for Tioga. They had a disappointing loss last year to West Ouachita.
Indeed, they did. Snapback kick is up, and it is good. We're going to bring KP in with us real quick, and we'll talk about those cookies. We're going to talk to Bridget Vaughn during halftime, but right now we've got KP. KP, tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, Miss Bridget's out here this evening. She has sponsored some T-shirts that she's going to speak about at halftime. They are involved with the Warren Vaughn Foundation that we have a big 5K race coming for in April. And she's actually got some T-shirts here that they're throwing out in the 3rd and 4th quarter. And I invited her up at halftime. She's going to tell us all about it.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure. We've talked to her through baseball, talked to her through football last year, and we always enjoy talking to her, and we'll hear a little bit more about the LV Foundation.
Sounds great.
Thank you, KP.
Yes, sir.
Eli Fong set to kick things off again here. First one was 6 yards back in the end zone, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Again, Tioga 7-0 over Washita, or West Washita. You can see all of that on your Saddler's Towing scrolling scoreboard. We are bringing you the action here, Ash and Pineville, from the Trios press box. It's amazing how they have one of these at each field. Love that. They even had a couple in Oklahoma and one in Texas. They roll this one up. Eli got to turn. Boy, and he missed that one. It only goes 7 yards.
Yeah, so that'll be a They can't choose to take the penalty or to accept.
If it was offsides, if it doesn't go 10 yards, they can accept it right there, and that's the call, is that it didn't go 10. It was not an illegal touch. It almost do just as better to touch it.
Yes. Okay. So when it's stopping there,
I stand there correctly. So, but that's where it rolled up, and because you can't touch the ball before it goes there, it's just dead there. It goes the other way.
Well, our defense was out there, but now they're pulling. I guess they're doing the. Okay, so the kicking teams are going back out. Yes. Okay.
Well, then I may be absolutely bat toes crazy, and so they will, because it didn't go the 10, they'll have to kick it over. And you're right, partner, it has to go the 10.
I didn't know that either.
But you see what they were on. Boy, I don't think anybody will be more aggravated on that than Eli.
Yeah.
He seems to work on those.
Yeah, and so this one might, he may still hit this one. He might still hit this one 65.
You don't think there's a way to say, well, we're going to try it again?
I mean, you could, I guess. They do have their 4 in front right here.
Look, still, your return man is on the 5, respecting the foot of Eli Fong, and he hammers it further than the kick that he started when he kicked it from the 40. How about that one?
Yeah, I'm sure, sure it's not going to, completely resolve his feeling of the first one, but he probably feels a little better.
But you see him just slapping some hands when he's coming off. He is not happy about that one at all. Don't forget, Ash Trojan football is brought to you by your Kubota dealers of Louisiana. You can check out our score up top on the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. And if you're looking for something to do, too many people say there's nothing to do here. Check out ExploreAlexandriaPineville.com for all of those needs. Off to the right side, again, another first down loss of yardage, and the Rebels are behind the sticks.
Yeah, that was Phillips there, and on the little sweep, and boy, just a host of Trojans there. Could give an assisted tackle to about 6 of them on there, but good work for them stretching it out, and then Jay Frazier turning it back inside.
Indeed. So, again, that last drive, we saw Caleb Coleman at quarterback where he is there. Kelmarian Phillips is back in the slot to the near side, and here comes motion once again. That is Tate. They're going to try to get it, and boy, that is just blown smooth up.
Yeah, that's Kara Gaines there on the play for another loss for the Rebels, but good work there by senior Kara Gaines.
Look, he is all over the place on the far side to the near side and all around. He is making his way around.
Yeah, he really likes being around that line of scrimmage.
Looks like LCU head coach Ben McLaughlin in the house.
Oh, good deal.
So the gentlemen that are behind him, and you may not be able to see him, we'll get a camera on him here in just a bit. He's down around the 25-yard line with the white cap, but we'll stay on the field here and talk about it. But the two gentlemen behind him we'll talk about here in just a second. Snap is back there, trying to go down the field with it, too. Got a man underthrown, and that one's going to fall incomplete. Boy, and if you throw that a little bit early, you might be able to get something out of it.
Yeah, he did. He had Jay beat by a couple of steps.
And that will bring the punt team on again. But the two gentlemen that are with Coach Ben McLaughlin, one of them one's Coach Zach, and I don't know his last name. The other's Coach Ben Reisen. They are from Berlin, Germany, from that Berlin Adder team, Adder meaning eagle.
Okay.
And the reigning champions from the league that they play in, and they are in here studying American football. That kick is away, and high-speed offenses. They want to go with tempo. That one bounces up around the 42-yard line. We'll settle in there, and it's tapped forward. It'll be the 42-yard line where they start on that one. And the 42, the plus 42, and that's your worst drive start so far.
Yeah, no, nothing wrong with like I said, the Trojan defense have come out and really, stretched stretched the line there, and everything's been negative so far for the Rebels.
Indeed, it has. The Trojans will get things going here from the. Let's see, they're moving it around. Yeah. They got to actually mark that at the 30. Yeah, no, the sticks are down there. It never moved. So they'll come to the 43-yard line. Yeah, I didn't think I'd missed it that bad. Goodness. Good to see Coach Ben McLaughlin back, offensive coordinator here in that run to the state championship in 2020. And it looks like unsportsmanlike conduct on the Trojans at the end of that play has pushed it all the way back to their own 42.
Yeah, I missed that one, Doug. Of course, the flag being down must be why they, like I said, why they held the sticks initially to see
what it was.
Yeah.
So they'll start from the 42, just the minus 42, the Trojan side of the football. Carson calls for it. Toss to the near side is there, and Kayson's got it. He's busted through. Kayson 45-40. And quickly, tempo is working from the near sideline. There's a play action. They're going down. They got Alex Fontenot wide open, and that is to the house. It goes. Carson Sellers, Alex Fontenot, 34 yards. Touchdown, Trojans.
Yeah, Doug, whenever you have the Russian attack that the Trojans do, you know, that's first 5 plays were on the ground, and then a little play action there, and Fontenot run right by him. It was wide open. So great pitch and catch there from Carson to Fontenot.
13-0 Trojans lead. We have our first timeout coming up. We'll take it here momentarily. Trojans looking to add to their lead. Off the foot of Eli. Snap back, hold there, kick is up, and it is good, 14-0. We'll be back right after this. It is Ash Trojan Football, brought to you by your Kubota dealers of Louisiana, pardon me.
The Rapides School-Based Health Center brings healthcare straight to your child at no cost to you. We provide comprehensive physicals, wellness checks, sick visits, sports physicals, immunizations, behavioral health counseling, and more. Our licensed medical providers, nurses, and social workers are ready to care for your children with no out-of-pocket cost to families or the school board. Our purpose is simple: keep students in school, parents at work, and help students thrive. Sign up today and help keep Rapides.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,000.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
And we are back here to JL Butch Stoker Stadium. Trojans lead it 14-0, 9:21 to go in this one. No more hydration breaks as we've made it into October. Puts a foot into what is his 3rd touchback of the night. And, Nick, that one out of the end zone in the air, further than.
Look, all I can tell you is he kicked one from 65, 7 yards deep on the last one.
That's right. So it only makes sense.
And last week they were just making the goal line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
turf is a big difference in that.
I mean, it's different foot. And you know what? Yes, cleats would make a difference, but when you play on that once a year, you're not going to go get a new pair of spikes.
Not for 80 guys.
That's right.
First down and 10 from the 20-yard line go the Pineville Rebels. Handoff goes to Tate off the right side, and that, Nick, is the 3rd consecutive first down run that is going to lose yardage for the Rebels.
Got another flag here. Jackson Townsend with the tackle, but I don't know. There was too much commotion to know.
Boy, they are dead ball, personal foul against the Trojans. And, I mean, Coach Bachmann's going to have to get a handle, and just not sure if it's there or if they're calling it really, really tight to keep control of a very rival tension-filled game.
Well, I know that's two for 30 yards total so far, so he's not going to be happy with that.
From the 35-yard line go the Rebels. And back in the back is Caleb Coleman. He's going to hand off to the near side to Tate, and he's going to lose. That doesn't look like. Yep, it is.
Yeah.
Yep, it's Tate again. Picks up a yard on first down, but the penalties, for the Trojans. So this one moved them out 15. The one that put them back to the 42-yard line did it as well.
Yeah. They have 2 for 30, and so far Pineville has 1 for 5. Carrot Gaines turned Tate inside for Jackson Towns to make the last tackle.
2nd down and 9 from the 36-yard line. Go the Rebels. Tate now in motion out to the far side. Back to pass. Here comes pressure up the middle. Going to have to dump it off. And, wow, just firing in again. Do you think that Carrick doesn't know that playbook?
Yeah, no, he's excited about this game. It's the last time he's going to play Pineville, and definitely wants to make it memorable.
7-0 Avoyelles has the lead early on in that big district matchup down in DeParish and down in Lafayette. The Rebels of Turlings Catholic lead at 16-0. It's homecoming night down there at TC. We were happy to be on campus on Monday night for the coaches show, but they lead at 16-0 over a winless North Vermilion team. 3rd down and 9. Jackson moving around, trying to call for the football, and gets a delay of game is what it looks like. I don't think, unless they got a timeout from the sideline, they don't. It's going to be dead ball, delay game. And you saw him, Nick, clapping, trying to get the ball, but I don't know if center could hear it.
Yeah. And you talk about the Turlings North Vermilion game. Last year, this game was canceled because North Vermilion had they were suspended.
That's right.
For what had happened the week before. So it's been a couple of years since they played this district game.
High snap again that Jackson pulls in. He's trying to throw this one down the field, turning around, going up for it, and nearly goes up and makes that one. Good play. Is that 16?
Yeah, I think so, Doug. That looks like Davion Young, junior wide receiver. He did almost come back and get it.
The problem that I'm seeing as Burford goes out around the 42 again is you got to start that throw a little bit earlier because he's just throwing it up, and it gets to the point where that's the extent of the arm. And this opportunistic Trojan defense will get after it. Snap back. That was a very high punt by Jocko Lee, and it will be fair caught at the 45-yard line. And Trojans now some 3 minutes and 41 seconds into this one, Nick, lead at 14-0. Their 3rd possession, looking for more here.
Yeah, and Hayden, after 2 punts, was able to kind of get a good read on that and was able to fair catch that one to keep it from, because the way that one was coming down, it might have been a favorable roll for the Rebels.
Look, he's one of the weapons that they have. He was player of the game a couple of times, I think, a year ago. Carson Sellers. The handoff comes to the near side, and Kaysen's got it. Kaysen trying to break free, gets into Rebel territory at the 48. And I say that about Jocko Lee because he's not just the punter. He's their place kicker and their kickoff specialist as well.
Yeah.
2nd down now and 2. Carson's got Bowman and no, that's K5 is in there. Kyron Griffin is back there trying to get to the outside. Slips a tackle, spun around, will have the 1st down and be out to the 39. Give him the 41, actually.
Yeah, great cut there off T.J. Edwards, junior DB that almost made the tackle, but Kyron was able to get 7 on his first carry of the night.
Look, he's so slippery. Looks like Jayton Terry is up near the numbers to the far sideline. Griffin, he pulls it back from him to Sellers. Sellers rolling out to the right, dumps that one off and out of the hands of Thibodeau. 2nd level pass there, got past that first wave and tried to catch a crossing Grayson Thibodeau, Nick.
Yeah, I like the way they're moving Carson out of the pocket a little bit, just to, kind of a little misdirection and a little drag route that Grayson had run and just unfortunately couldn't bring it in.
Now you got Fontenot in the slot, one safety over the top. Going to be a snap throw out to Griffin, who is unable to catch that one as well. And it'll bring 3rd down and 10 now.
Yeah. I think, guys, I know it's easy, but we got to catch the ball with our hands. We can't catch it with our arms. We go to catch with our arms, it gets close to our bodies. So let's get our hands up there. Of course, a former receiver and goalkeeper. So
3rd down and 10 now for the Trojans from the 40-yard line. Again, the pocket rolls again. He goes over the top. He's got Alex Fontenot. Alex Fontenot will bring that one in. Touchdown, Alex Fontenot. Touchdown, Trojans. 40-yard pass. Carson Sellers to Alex Fontenot.
Yeah, 40-yard pitch and catch there. He caught the high point with his hands. DB did actually make a good recovery and was not far from him, but like I said, Alex high pointed that one and caught it with his hands, and that's his 2nd touchdown. 2 receptions, 2 touchdowns, 74 yards for Alex Fontenot.
Tioga up 13-0 over West Washita. Trojans looking to make it 21-0 here before what would have been the hydration break. Just some 4.5 minutes into this ball game. Snap is back there. Eli's got a foot into it. It's away, and it is up, and it's good. Going to be back right after this. You are watching Ash Trojan football right here on 446 Sports.
At Louisiana Athletic Club, we believe in keeping fitness affordable. We're proud to offer the most extensive fitness options in the area, all at an unbeatable price. From group fitness and childcare to heated pool and family-friendly amenities in 2 convenient locations, we've got everything you need to stay fit and active as a family. Join Louisiana Athletic Club today, where quality fitness meets affordable pricing and everyone can thrive. Find your fit at louisianaathleticlub.com.
Thanks to recent advancements in cataract care at Wallace Eye Associates, patients are actually excited about having their cataracts removed. That's because our team of doctors are now able to give cataract patients a whole new level of clear, natural vision. Schedule your cataract evaluation now before a new deductible is due in the new year. When it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
And we are back here. Some scores from around the way. Washita Parish is playing tonight. Them and West Monroe 7-7 in that one. A lot of big games going on around the way as a foot into that one. 4th kickoff, 4th touchback for Eli Fong, and they'll have it out again around the 20. Neville up 9-6 over Ruston in that ball game. Edna Carr early on top of Jesuit. You'll be able to catch all of those scores starting at 8 a.m. with Marshall Leffler on the Red River Roundup. And he'll have guests from all over. Hopefully you saw his interview this afternoon with one of the state's leading passers in Mason Jordan. God dog, that's what his name is. Snap back over to the near side from Montgomery. When you're trying to say Mason Jordan Montgomery. But anyway, one of the state's leading passers, and we're able to visit with him this afternoon.
Yeah, another incomplete pass there from the Rebels. Probably a good thing it was incomplete. I think it would have been a loss of 2. But that's a great show. He does a great job. The guests that you all bring on, and please, if you can't watch it at 8 in the morning, go back and watch it on all our avenues to watch.
I found my niche just producing and staying off the camera. Here comes pressure again. X giving chase, but boy, Jackson does. Oh God! My goodness, what a hit from the far side. I'm calling that he's got the corner, and next thing you know.
Yeah, Kara Gaines up there from the apex position with a big play, and actually there was no gain, Doug. I'm like you.
They give him a yard. It's not a sack.
Yes. So
the football goes 8 yards back down the field, and that's just wow.
Caleb Coleman, sophomore quarterback, he's up and going again.
Yeah, look, you love seeing that Coleman was able to pop up like that, but he might call a handoff here. Nope, back to pass again, trying to dump that one off, and now you start to get a little gun-shy back there at quarterback.
Yeah, Bryson Phoenix with the quarterback pressure there. Came off the edge, and that was probably supposed to be a little naked bootleg, and Bryson read it.
Have you seen a game that Carrick Gaines has played like he has in the first 5 minutes and 24 seconds of this one?
No, he's definitely the leader in the clubhouse. Well, I say that, him and Alex both.
Snap is back there. Lee puts a foot into it. It's high and going to turn over. What a weapon back there at punter. And that's that roll you talked about. So far it's rolled 25 yards. Now 28 yards on the roll from there.
So that's almost, that's 60-yard punt there, if you were, or 59-yard punt.
And 28 of it was on the roll.
And that's the reason why, anybody at home, if you could see it, that's the reason why, if you can get that punt to turn over, if you can just get it to turn, kind of like a spiral in football passing, you can get it to turn over. When it hits the ground, it's very favorable on the run. But that was going to be a hard one for Hayden to get over too, because he did kick it away from him.
Here comes that offensive unit again. I do see Jayton Terry. I see Hayden Burford out there. Sellers, of course, in at quarterback. Kyron Griffin is tight in the slot, and there's Alex right beside him, and Kaysen Williams in the backfield. Snap is there. Going to play action roll to the near side. That one is caught by Jayton Terry out at that second level, and he's going to pick up 11-12 on the play, and they'll give it a first down for the Trojans, and quickly they'll go tempo.
Yeah, first reception there for Jayton on the game. Nice little bootleg there. Jayton coming from the far side on a drag route.
First down and 10, high snap, bounced around, bobbled, and it's going to be scooped. See if they can get a tackle on there, and boy, just rumbling towards the end zone. Big number 79 gets that one on the bounce.
Yeah, Landon McDaniel, senior defensive lineman, and Jaden Everett with the tackle there. And that was just one of those to where probably Kaysen's trying to help after Carson, bobbles it, and probably if Kaysen doesn't help, Carson brings it down. Probably still for a loss, but probably would have kept possession.
Look, that football like it is, my goodness. Tioga up 20-0 now. Turlings Catholic up 21-0. Pineville here looking to get this thing in the end zone and stop the momentum of the Trojans. It's first and 10 from the 15. Snap is back there. Coleman with a handoff to the left side. And look, you start this possession off in Jocko Lee's range, but they don't want a field goal. They want a touchdown here.
Yeah, Aiden Tate there with a 2-yard run. Hobbs brings him down, so a little tackle there from Hobbs, first tackle of the game. And that punt, talk about Jocko. I mean, that punt, that flipped it, really gave them the opportunity.
Playing field position is such an important part of a game in there. Second down and 8 now. Go the Rebels from the 13-yard line. Here comes motion. Kilmarion's going to have it, but he said the ball's on the ground, too. It looks like the Rebels will come out of it, but that was blown up in the backfield by a couple of Rebels, or a couple of Trojans.
Yeah, Carrick Gaines came flying in there, and then Hobbs and Xavier helped. But, boy, he looks like Jason Blackwell tonight.
Yes.
The missile.
Yeah.
I mean, he is just coming in.
I can't get past the hit over there on the far sideline.
I mean, he's reading everything really well.
Grateful to the camera work of Matthew Magnano there. I know he was right on that. And, wow, that wasn't even a slobber knocker. That wasn't one of those big type hits, but he just came and made contact. Yeah. Third down and 13 now. Here comes pressure again. The Trojans look like they jump off sides. And that's Jaden Bayon is going to be whistled for it if they don't call a motion, and they don't.
Yeah, X came in there faking the blitz and might have caught Bayon. He might have peripheral vision. Bayon might have seen some movement.
Appreciate you folks hanging with us on whether you're on Facebook or Roku or YouTube. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Leave us a comment there. Let us know where you're watching from. Third down and 8 again. Phillips comes in motion. Now they're just going to the end zone. Jayton's got to turn around. Doesn't do it, and that's going to be incomplete and fourth down now.
Yeah, good work there by Jayton on the coverage.
And Jocko Lee will make his way out on the field for what is going to be a 30-yard field goal attempt. See where he spots it. Yeah, he spots it down the right hash on the 20. So 30-yard attempt. Rebels looking to get on the board. And a penalty is thrown there. Illegal participation against the offense. Going to back them up, but I didn't see anybody come off. Maybe broke the huddle with 12 and then one ran off. So this will just back it up 5. Still comfortably in Lee's range from 35. They'll get settled into this one. It's officially 4th down now and 13 when this kick is attempted.
Looks like they're talking about it, Doug. See exactly. Nope, they're waving it off. So you had it right. You said you didn't see anything. So
sometimes I think my eyes might deceive me. So back to 4th and 8, back to a 30-yard field goal attempt. And Jocko's been money from here in his career.
Looks like the quarterback's holding, Doug. That should be Caleb Coleman, I think, with the hold.
Yeah, that's 8. Set to go here. Snap is back. Coleman's got it, foot into it. That is Jocko Lee, and we told you he's good from there. That kick is up, and it is good. 21-3, 4:26 to go in the first quarter. We'll be back to Butch Stoker Stadium right after this.
Here's an important message for everyone in Central Louisiana experiencing changes in their vision. If you've met this year's Medicare deductible and are experiencing vision changes due to cataracts, then right now is the best and most affordable time to schedule your procedure with the cataract team at Wallace Eye Associates. A new year means a new deductible, so when it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
We're back here to JL Butch Stoker Stadium. Second quarter, Menard Avoyles with an 8-0 lead. Tioga up 20-0 over West Washita. Turlings Catholic leads 21-0 over North Vermilion in that one. And here it is 21-3. Trojans lead this one. Buckeye was in action last night. They lose 26-7 to a very good Bunkie Panthers team. Coach Hillman in that group.
Yeah. Coach Rourke from Buckeye does a great job, and I mean they've had some unfortunate injuries, to start this season. And
they looked as dominant as anybody through a couple of weeks.
They did. You were at that Grant game whenever they did. Oh, here we go.
Jocko Lee with the onside kick, bouncing around. Burford not going to have it. Still, nobody's got it, rolling around, and Rebels would have been a lot more excited if they fell on it. Yeah. But that's just an unfortunate event. And what you have here, Nick, is two coaches going against each other that care nothing about keeping one close. They're going out to win a ball game. Yeah. And that's what you see out of Coach Justin Charles.
Yeah, Alex Fontenot there. Speaking of Buckeye.
Yes.
Stepsister Danielle and my nephew Bo, who goes to Buckeye. They're watching. I appreciate them watching. Shout out to them.
Give a shout out to my family members that are watching. 4:22 to go in this one. Trojans have it from the 41-yard line. You got to cue the crickets at that point.
I'm not going to touch any extra buttons after last night.
Oh, well, you got some funny friends. Sellers now troubled in the pocket. He's stepping up. Still got a man. You
got to go to it.
Got to come back. It bounces around, and Burford did not come back and fight for it. And that ball was just settled up in the air. Daniel Coleman was back in defense on that.
Yeah, that one you have to work back for your quarterback, and that's a long throw, and it was there. And I think if he comes back to it, it's a reception. But
the problem when you have those safeties that are there, they just got too much time because that ball was in the air, 10 to 30 yards by the time he had rolled around back to where he was at.
Yeah, and they had pressure there. I don't know how much they've changed it up, or if we're just.
I'd like to see Kaysen get the ball. He gets it on the toss to the near side. Kaysen looking for the corner. Needs a block from Fontenot. Spinning around, getting out of that. There goes Kaysen. 10-5, touchdown Kaysen Williams. Touchdown Trojans.
59-yard run off this right side, and Peter Lofton with a pancake block that we'll get back. We'll get to, put it, chalk up in the highlights, Doug. But I mean, he was 10 yards up the field and put a DB on his rear end.
So I don't know about the nachos or burgers in the concession stand, but pancakes are served. My goodness. That's what you like to see. Commit back to the run, but look how he just does not stop when somebody gets a hand on him. Snap is back there. Kick is up, but it's away, and it's good. 28-3. Trojans lead this one still 4:01 to go. We'll be back right after this. You're watching Ash Trojan Football, brought to you by your Kubota dealers of Louisiana on 446 Sports.
Thanks to recent advancements in cataract care at Wallace Eye Associates, patients are actually excited about having their cataracts removed. That's because our team of doctors are now able to give cataract patients a whole new level of clear, natural vision. Schedule your cataract evaluation now before a new deductible is due in the new year. When it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace.
And we are back here, JL Butch Stoker Stadium, 4:01 to go in this one. Trojans lead it 28-3. Kick is off. That is the 5th kickoff and 5th touchback. Nick, do you have a Tire Discount Center scoring drive for us?
Oh, hello. Okay. Yeah, that was, if I'm not mistaken, but 2 plays, 59 yards.
There's a lot of chipmunkness coming back to you, my friend. Little Omaha here and there.
That was my payback. Okay, that was my payback.
What did Happy Gilmore say? Oh no, Nick, we've only just begun.
Okay, well, after this play, I will have to talk to him.
If I wouldn't have seen the meme that came across, that might be one thing. 4:01 here in the first quarter of play. Rebels trailing 28-3. Snap is back. Handoff to the right side, and again, just loss of yardage there on first down as Tate had nowhere to go.
Yeah, the Bryson Phoenix there. I'm going to give the short version, okay?
Anyway, back to action on the no. Okay.
My niece, Ruby, wants to be a DJ growing up, okay? So we have this roadcaster that you can make neat
That's
little
our
sounds.
soundboard.
Yeah,
That's
make
right.
neat little sounds with, okay? So she was at the show last night. Okay, and I had the headset on her, had the headset on me. Not Doug's headset. I didn't touch any of the controls for Doug's headset, and we couldn't get it to work. We couldn't get to make any extra sounds. It was just my voice and her voice. As soon as the show starts, go to Facebook, go to 446 Facebook, and you'll see what happened.
It's because it only goes to the number 1 microphone. 2nd down and 11. 3:12 to go in the first, and delay of game again. And, boy, that's something how long that it's taking to get a play going.
And, you know, I haven't seen him. I haven't watched all their film, but I haven't seen him play that much quarterback from the film that I have watched.
Right.
So that might be the difference. But, you know, talking about my nieces.
Yes.
Ruby, Remy are here. My sister, who's an Ash alum, here tonight. Appreciate them coming up and supporting the Trojans and us.
2nd down and 16 for the Rebels. Here comes motion settling in as Tate. He's going to come in all the way across to this side. Trojan's going to have to come up and tackle. Good job of Tate spinning off, and he's going to be out to the 26-yard line. Going to be just a little shy, but it'll be 3rd down and manageable, to say the least.
I like the way that young man runs the ball. He runs hard, finishes hard.
Another one of those that had a big game in that Tiger game a year ago.
Yeah.
Put up big numbers on it. Trojans wanting false start, but nothing there. 20-19 now on the play clock. 2:23 on the game clock. Snap is back to Coleman. Here comes pressure. Avoiding it is Tate, and he's going to get a first down. I think the first down of the night for the Rebels.
Yeah, you have Hobbs there. You have Jayton there for that. You're talking about wanting the false start. Well, as soon as that happened, KJ on the sideline threw the football up. You know, just it happened simultaneously. I thought there was a flag.
1st down and 10 for the Rebels from the 36-yard line. Capped off the 3 points following that turnover on the 15. A drive ago, looking to add to that and put points up on consecutive drives here. Coleman and Moran in the backfield. Now he shifts him off to the left side. Snap is back there. The handoff is going to go off to the right side. And such good vision. Townsend, I think, got sucked into that. Trey is going to have to give chase, and he does. Going to bring Moran down, but not before they're back on the 15-yard line. Huge run.
Yeah, Aiden Tate there with that big run. And, yeah, it looks like he got rolled up a little bit at the end. I hope he's okay, but he might just be tired.
Yeah, that was Aiden Tate with the long run back there. If I call him Aiden Moran, it's
Aiden Tate. Yeah.
If I call him Aiden Moran, that's because we call a lot of Menard stuff. So
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that loud. I was telling our PA and that it was Aiden Tate.
First down and 10, back to pass, looking for it all. Jayton turning around. Jayton jumps the route. Jayton Terry interception. How about that big play? Oh, baby. What a defensive stop.
Yeah, that was a good play. Jayton was on the outside of him whenever the throw was made, and he cuts in front of him. Kind of like the one with Hayden here that Carson had thrown. If 17 goes, if Daniel comes back to the ball, you know, it makes it a little more challenging. But great work by Jayton.
Look how quickly that defense is running over to the film set.
Yeah.
Led by Coach Mercer and those guys. And Coach, they're just over there wanting to study and say, hey, how did he get loose on the corner?
Let's talk about K9, your K9.
Yes, yes.
Tracking him down.
What if he gives up?
That's right. If he gives up, that's a touchdown. He tracks him down, and then the next play, a turnover for us.
The dog was hunting and went down and got him. Good work, Trey Williams. That leads to the interception because you'd have seen a lot of people give up and not track him down. Thibodeau comes in motion, flags and whistles stop the play prior to the snap. That ball false start against the Trojans. That'll back him up. And now is that 35 yards in penalties?
40.
40 yards in penalties.
2 15s and 2 5s.
So Aiden Tate for the Rebels, not on the roster, but certainly on the stat sheet. Goodness, that big run. First down and 15 now. Same play as Thibodeau comes into motion. Sellers will dump it off out of the backfield to Kaysen. All he did was go down the field 50-some-odd yards last time. This time, though, he stacked up at the 20.
Yeah, he's going to get six yards, so replaces the 5-yard loss that we had on the penalty.
There are 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter of this one. We'll check down in Lafayette and see what's going on there. It is 35-0 in the second quarter. Turlings Catholic, ranked number 3 in Division I Select, right up the middle. Now coming to the near side where we are. 31-30, and I think the Trojans still, the clock will stop to move the chains. The Trojans will still go with tempo here.
A 10-yard gain there right behind Della Serta, Everett, and Aiden Price.
Don't forget, tune in 6 p.m. tomorrow night. It is Nelson University out of Waxahachie, Texas. They come in to LCU's homecoming. Complete there. Fontenot looking to get to the outside, needing a block, and gets it. Fontenot 50, now 40. 45 before he is driven out of bounds, or give him the 30. They'll mark him at the 39, 11 seconds. Don't know if the Trojans can get it set, but they will try to get a snap off in this final 11 seconds, and it won't start until the official marks the ball ready for play. He does. Clock rolls. Seller in that offense. Sellers calls for it. Handoff off the right side, so the Trojans get one more play. They lead it 28-3. We'll be back for second quarter action. It has been all Trojans in this one. We'll be back right after this. You're watching As Trojan Football, brought to you by your Kubota dealers of Louisiana on 446 Sports.
The Rapids School.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,000.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
Back to work we go here, starting things off in the second quarter of play. Trojans now moving towards Jackson Street. They'll have it 2nd down and 6 from the 37 as we start things off, moving right to left as you see it on your screen. Handoff comes to the near side. That is Kaysen. Kaysen's got a, no, that's K5. K5 making men miss, gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Kyron Griffin. Touchdown, Trojans.
37-yard run there from K5, Kyron Griffin, for the touchdown off this left side, and it really didn't get touched until the last 5 yards of the run.
And I think he turned back into that one.
Yeah.
Boy, it's been big plays, explosive plays by the Trojans tonight.
Yeah, well, after this, I'll give you a recap of what.
That scoring drive?
No, not the scoring drive, but the touchdowns.
Eli Fong set to attempt the 35th point. Kick is up, and it is good. We'll be back right after this, and we'll get that Tire Discount Center recap when we come back.
Buying or selling a home is one of life's biggest decisions. At the LaLa Group, we believe it should also feel personal. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, our team walks with you every step of the way, bringing knowledge, care, and experience you can count on. I'm Trish LaLa. When you work with the LaLa Group, you're not just making a move, you're gaining a trusted partner. Our team is ready to help you buy, sell, or invest with confidence.
Back to live action we go here. Nick, what do you have for us?
So Kaysen has an 8-yard touchdown run, a 59-yard touchdown run. Kyron Griffin has a 37-yard touchdown run, and then Carson has 3. I'll tell you after this.
Eli Fong with his 6th kickoff. First one going towards Jackson, and it's going to be 3 yards deep for a touchback. That is his 6th one of the night.
Carson has 2 touchdown passes, 34-yard to Alex and a 40-yard to Alex, and then he did just have that 28-yard big pass completion before Kyron's 37-yard touchdown for 28 yards to Alex. Yes,
Go
sir.
back a couple of plays. Aiden Tate breaks the big run to the far side. Trey Williams tracks him down, makes the stop at the 15. Next pass is intercepted into the end zone by Jayton Terry. Doesn't happen if things don't roll into it. Both sides of the ball playing very well.
Yes, sir.
St. Mary's 21-12 over Montgomery in this one. First down and 10 for the Rebels. They've started from the 20-yard line most all night other than turnovers. Snap pass out of the back. That goes to Tate on the corner. Takes on both of those would-be tacklers and gets out to the 25-yard line.
That was a positive gain there for them off this off their right side, or their left side, our right side. Carrick there to push him out. Let's see what we have, Tug, as far as updates. West Monroe 14, Ouachita 7, still in the second quarter. And Neville has taken the lead over, still has the lead 16-13 over Ruston.
What a ball game. Second down and 5, officially giving 5 to the 25-yard line. Here comes Phillips in motion to the near side, again having to check it down because, just storming right through there was big Quentin Price.
Yeah, good work there by that young man, replacing Hobbs for a few plays on this series.
Look, he's going to be called on a lot in his time here.
Yeah, junior, 6'1", 325-pound junior.
And it's just hard to get a spot on that defensive line, but rotating in. I see Spikes down there on the right side of it now, too. Townsend kind of at the middle linebacker. Here comes pressure from X. It's picked up when near Bryson over there.
Yeah, threw it over Bryson, but just short of the receiver there. Jay Frazier on coverage. I don't see Boatman. This is 2 games in a row unless he changed cleats. He was wearing gold cleats, so maybe he's number 90.
Well, we've had that happen back for us when Jeremiah Jeffers Wright went out of the game.
That's right.
And, in fact, he didn't go out of the game, just switched jerseys.
Yes, I should say that's correct because his last name's Wright, huh?
Here comes pressure. Diving in for that on what was a bobbled snap, kicked high, and that's going to bounce off the head of the – oh, that could pick up and go. He can go. He can go. That's K5. Kyron Griffin is going to go to the house on the easiest kick return for a touchdown you'll ever find. And I just don't have words for it, and that's strange for me.
Yeah, it's going to be a 50-yard return. It looked like it bounced off of Pineville's –
the helmet
of a Pineville player. So –
I hate to say
about it.
What it reminds me of, but it reminds me of some folks that went to sleep down in the Georgia Dome on a blocked kick. They're coming over to talk to Coach Bachmann about it. Thought there might be a penalty on there, but that's going to be the most interesting play of the week. I don't know if we have a sponsor for that or not.
See what the white hat here.
So it's interference on the kick team. After the kick, touchdown is good, is what was called there. Avoyles takes a 16-8 lead, so Menard had got it tied back up. Trojans lead this one 43. And we're going to keep it here because we've had a couple of commercials on there. Nick, I want in your best whatever to give us a recap of that play following the PAT.
Okay.
Snap back, kick is up, and it's 42-3. Eli good on those, and he's set to do another one. So, Nick, take us through that.
Well, Hayden Burford, he comes up to make the catch because he doesn't want it to land. Okay, he doesn't want it to land because of the bounce that there was, and then it hits one of the defenders from Pineville.
Yep, and Griffin picks it up. Yeah.
Yeah, and Griffin picks it up and then runs it in 50-yard. I don't know if you call it a punt return or if you call it a fumble return.
No, it's a punt return because
return.
that's
it's still live.
It was live at that point.
For the record, I did write it down as a punt return.
We're able to look at it here again on YouTube. YouTube, you can scrub it back, and we've done that a couple of times. And all I can say is that will be chopped up, and it will be on social media tonight. I promise you, folks, it'll be back there.
And then the the interference because the ball went off his head had run into Hayden. Okay, so that's where that kick-catch interference is. It's a 15-yard penalty, and now it's being assessed now, and that's what the referee was talking to Coach Bachmann about is, do you want it on the extra point or do you want it on the kick, which obviously on the kick because the extra point would have only put it, half the distance.
Because of that fumble and field goal by Jocko Lee, it's 42-3. Trojans are just a score away from getting this thing into to where that clock runs. And, boy, Nick, it has just been relentless in this game.
Yeah.
Eli kind of pooches that one, and it's going to go out of bounds. Now, they'll spot it from where the ball was kicked is how that penalty works. And so when you kicked it from the 40 that gets placed to the 30. So that's not a bad decision.
Yeah.
But that's one of those, I think, that you just hammer through the uprights.
Yeah, that's one you send over there towards the ticket booth. But maybe, of course, the ball could have bounced, could have stayed inbound. There's a lot of things that could happen on that play as well.
But, again, that penalty is enforced, and you'll see and they're questioning where to spot it, but it'll be at the 20 because the ball gets placed from where the ball was kicked. So
I got you.
You give yourself an option to
Okay.
get that out of bounds. It doesn't hurt you anything
I
there.
got you. Okay.
But if he squibs that up in the air, you got a chance to kick it.
Okay, I'm following you.
First down at 10. Go the Rebels here. High snap, and it's going to be a little jet sweep hammered out by Bryson Phoenix. And Bryson was all over that from Jaden Clark.
Yeah, nice play design there, actually. Just when you end up one-on-one with Phoenix, it's going to be very difficult to get by him. But if he would have went with the motion, that would have been a great play call.
Rebels trying to hang on and keep this thing from getting into a running clock situation. They trail 42-3. in this one. It has been all Alexandria, short of that one fumble. Coleman now has it. Calls for the ball. Now it's a snap throw to the near side, bounces off. And Nick, you talked about this earlier on. Balls being not catching with hands, but letting it travel in and hit your shoulder pads and bounce out of there.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens. I mean you're trying to, like I said, you're trying to catch it against your body, and especially if you're not behind the ball, you know, you're doing this.
Yep.
And it's just, of course, nobody can see what I was doing, what I was demonstrating
I saw
there.
I saw it. That
yeah.
was Xavier Cochran on that. 3rd down now and 11. Line to gain is the 30. They scrimmage from the 19-yard line. We'll see if Merce brings pressure if they drop back. A little bit of pressure from the side. Ooh. And X doesn't turn around, but so we're going to – there's a flag on the play. And X didn't turn around when he was in coverage.
Right.
And that's called way up here, and that may be a call that probably should have been called a week ago. Oh, wow. No, illegal man downfield. They're going to decline that, and that will be 4th down. So, needless to say, scratch all of that.
So good coverage by Xavier.
That's exactly right. Way to go, X. Our reigning Sabine State Bank player of the game. And look, just a beast on the field, a monster on the field. But last night when he was on the show and we give him the Sabine State Bank football for the player of the game, he's like, I get to keep this? It's like, yeah. He's like, this is going in my mama's trophy case. I was like, well, it should. Another great kick by Jocko Lee. Goes over the head of Burford, but he pulls that one down. Looked like Darius from last year. You know when Darius would chase those down?
Yeah.
And you'd say, no, no, no?
Yeah. Kamarion Phillips there on the tackle for the Rebels. Like I said, it's a good punt by Jocko, and the return probably negative 6 or 7 yards there on the return.
Look, Kamarion Phillips does just about everything for this Rebel team. Offensively, defensively, just a spark plug. Special teams. Just a tick under 10 minutes remain until halftime. Trojans start this one from the 39. If they pay off this drive, they'll get it into a clock running situation here in this one and look to move to 1-1 in district play. Snap is back there. Play action to Griffin. Now you got Jayton Terry breaking out wide. Boy, that ball just set up on him too. And that was good work by number 2, T.J. Edwards, to close the gap a little, but I think that was just short thrown.
Yeah, T.J. Edwards came off of the receiver that he was guarding, and did a good play on that PBU.
Jayton had 7 yards, I think, on his guy. Goodness, he comes off to the sideline. That gets Griffin out there with Alex. Correction, Alex is to the top. That's Burford to the near side. Kason Williams is the lone running back that dots the I. That'll be a stop route run to Burford, making E.J. Scott happy somewhere that ran a lot of those here for the Trojans a couple of years ago.
Yeah, 12-yard pitch and catch there from Sellers to Burford, his first catch of the night.
9:45 in tempo as the Trojans get inside Rebel territory to the 49-yard line, 1st and 10. Handoff goes to Kaysen up the middle, and Kaysen's going to house that one. From the 30, now 20, 10, 5, touchdown Kaysen Williams. Touchdown Trojans, cue the horns.
Yeah, 49-yard right up the middle there behind Della Serter and Price and Everett, and nobody touched him, and that gives him now 3 touchdowns, 1 8 yards, 159 yards, and that one 49.
Nine and a half to go in just the second quarter, Nick, and my goodness, has it been an efficient night for these Trojans.
Yep, the one drive that, had the fumble, and other than that, everything's been to pay dirt.
This is a new kicker that is in there, Nick.
Yeah, Mangum, if I'm not mistaken, 36.
Yep. We'll talk about him. We'll talk about him when we come back. 49-3, Trojans lead this one. We'll be back right after this.
welcome back to Butch Stoker Stadium here, where your Trojans 49-3, and we've started looking at scores. West Monroe at halftime, 14-7 over Ouachita. The other one in our district. Neville now takes a 23-13 lead in the second quarter over Ruston.
And back here it is 49-3. Trojans lead this, and clock won't stop again unless it is a timeout or a score or an injury. Back to that is Phillips, who cuts back to the inside, spins around, is going to be dropped down at the 25-yard line. And Nick, I think that's 7 possessions and 6 possessions. One of those was the punt return, so they didn't really possess it at that point. But just about as efficient as you can be.
Yeah, probably, I guess you'd say maybe 8, because then we had to fumble. So
yes, we did.
Yeah, so
yes, we did.
Because 7, 49, so that would have been 8.
And I don't know that we had 8 possessions last week.
We had 12. Yeah, we did have 12.
Told you I didn't know if we did.
So
first down and 10 for the Rebels. Again, they're just trying to work on getting something going now. At this point, Trojans will move to 1-1. They'll go to 6-1 on the season, but a big date with that team you keep talking about up in Ruston, the Bearcats of Ruston, a week from tonight.
Yeah, and if you're get up there and support this Trojan team. Get up there and support them. Get up there. It's another. That's one place I have been. It's another great environment to be at a high school football game.
You never know who you'll see up there too. A lot of celebrities in that I-20 area. Second down and 5. 4 receivers to the far side, snacked, and that one is thrown over to Tate, who catches it, but is going to be stopped there. And no, they're not snacked over there. They're stacked over there. So there you have it.
Griffin on the tackle there. He got loose from Jay. And, one thing, Doug, and I mean, don't get me wrong, they're still good as they've always been, but it won't be Kyle Williams, not the defense coordinator there. He's now the defensive line coach at LSU.
Mm-hmm. Third down and 2, 7.5 to go until halftime. Don't forget, we'll talk to Bridget Vaughn at halftime, a little bit about the LV Foundation. That is Tate. Yeah, Griffin's going to get flagged for roughness after the play is over with. Looked like they were tied up. He and I guess that's Griffin over there. Dead ball, personal foul against the defense. Now you have to be careful on getting your unsportsmanlike conducts and things in this game and getting disqualified and having to sit out a half next week.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the only thing could hurt the Trojans this week.
Yeah, I don't know who the first one was on. Of course, we know that one was on Griffin. And to be honest with you, I can't remember who the second one was on, but there's been 3 tonight.
But those are unnecessary roughness and not unsportsmanlike conducts.
Okay.
Conduct is what gets you removed from the game. Tate goes out in motion, finishes off that 4-receiver stack on the far side. Snap is back to Coleman. He's just going to sit back and go over the top, taking a shot at Griffin on that side with Phillips, and doesn't happen there. It'll be second down and 10.
Young man has a good arm.
He does.
That had some zip on it.
Just a sophomore back there, too. I think that's what I saw out of him. Yeah, Caleb Coleman, the sophomore quarterback. TC, Turlings Catholic at homecoming, up 42-0 at halftime over North Vermilion. The Patriots in that game look like they'll fall to 0-7 as the clock's running in that game. Must be barbecue night here as the smoke still goes through the air. Second down and 10. Ball is on the ground. Coleman's going to pick it back up, but he's being pressed there. Diving catch. Oh, what a play that was. And he goes in and he gets it. My goodness. Did you see the dive from there? And that's Trey. Look at everybody around Trey Williams for going up and getting that. He was so close a week ago, and that young man is all over the field, Nick.
Yeah, great INT there by Trey. I guess, Doug, I guess he can't catch it whenever it's right to him. He's got to make the diving catch to get one. But what a phenomenal play.
Do you see the crowd, the defense around him, the way that they are just high-fiving and loving on him? And my goodness, what a catch. Sellers bobbles that ball around, has to have a long toss out to Bowman. Bowman making people miss, is going to pick up 7 on the play out to the 45-yard line. What'll be second down and 3.
Yeah, 7-yard gain there for for Bowman. You know what that is, Doug? That's because these young men know and respect how much work Trey Williams has put into this offseason.
Handoff once again goes to Bowman. He's met at the line of scrimmage. Mike going to get a yard or two on it. They'll officially give him just a yard down to the 44-yard line. Line to gain is the 42. 4:58 and counting in this one until halftime. Trojans looking to add to this 49-3 lead. Snap is back to Sellers. Quick hitter over to the near side, and that is Burford. Burford's going to have the first down before he's driven out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, 8-yard pitch and catch there on that little screen to Burford, and that's a wide receiver screen, correct, Doug?
Yes, when it comes out that way, that's right. Jailbreak kind of drifts inside a little bit. 4:46 to go here until halftime. Sellers and company face first down and 10 from the 35. Little toss to the near side to...
That's Bowman.
Yeah, that's Bowman. Tyler Bowman gets that one, the junior running back, 6'1", 190 himself, and the Trojans have a bevy of those style of backs. Second down and short now, and look for a lot of running the football. Coach Ben and that group are heading out. I think they've seen all they wanted to see here. We'll see them tomorrow at LCU for homecoming. That will be at 6 o'clock. We'll go on the air at 5:30 for that one. False start against the Trojans, so instead of 2nd and 1, it's now 2nd and 6.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 penalties on the Trojans.
At halftime in Avoyles, it is their homecoming too. It's 16-8. The Mustangs lead that one. And if you've seen the way the Eagles play, that's right where they want them. Give them a little adversity at halftime and watch the changes that are made. They trailed 20-8 at halftime a week ago. Snap is back there. Bowman's got it again. Breaking off tackle, cutting back to the inside the 15 to the, well, they'll give him the 15-yard line. Well, how do you like having that back after you've run Case and Williams like you have at halftime?
Yeah, no, he's definitely a little different running style, kind of runs more to space, but still can lower his head and get the extra yard as well.
Big halftime setup for you. Of course, we will keep an eye on what is going on down on the field. Play action there to Bowman. Sellers dumps this one off out of the backfield, and I'm going to tell you, not anybody is more upset with himself than Grayson Thibodeau there.
Yeah. We'll say this, right? That play before that 16-yard run, he had a great block inside to free Bowman at the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 15. You know, Thibodeau was part of our cool play of the week with that 54-yard screen pass touchdown that he had a week ago to even things up up in West Monroe. 2:30 to go until halftime. Trojans looking to pay this off here. They lead at 49-3. You see that on our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard. Sellers calls for it. Play action there once again. He's got to step up in the pocket, but he's going to be brought down at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be a 9-yard loss on that sack, which unfortunately goes to
Kane Smart, the sophomore outside linebacker, gets that one.
His rushing total there.
Yeah, that's the bad of it. 2 minutes to go in this one. There's no warning or timeout. It just rolls through the 2 minutes. Trojans will look to get a little bit more into range and expect try to keep it where there's a field goal opportunity for Eli. Although I don't know if I see Eli getting loose, but he may be loose enough from this one. Handoff goes to Bowman. Bowman says, well, don't get him up yet. Oh, what a big-time tackle that come up and made. That is number 2, T.J. Edwards.
7-yard gain off the right side there for Bowman. Gets it to 4th and 12, 4th and 13.
Looking for what is going to be a 35-yard attempt here from the middle of the field. Eli's good. We've seen him good from about 50 with his range, so he's got plenty of leg for it. No need to concern yourself with that. Snap is back. Kick is up.
Go ball.
And looked like he just kind of stub kicked it. I don't know if he followed all the way through on that one. Needless to say, that is a field goal attempt that's no good. So 49-3 is where it'll stay. Don't know if they'll be able to get out there for the half yet, or if that will do it. The Rebels may just take it on to the half. They get the ball to start things off in the second, Nick.
Yeah, I would think that they would, maybe try a draw play here or something, see if they can get a few yards. They still have Jocko that can, they get in his range, can hit one a distance.
One thing you won't see from this Rebel unit is a bit of quit in this game.
Right.
They'll go in there and talk about, okay, it's 0-0. Let's see how we go from here. Snap is back there to Coleman. Here comes pressure. Blown up there, and that was good work on the outside, or on this side by Gary Boatman.
Yeah,
you said you hadn't seen him a lot.
Yep, and he's wearing white cleats. Or, no, his ankles are taped. He's got the gold cleats on, but his ankles are taped.
But it's hard to miss that big 9-0 across the back.
Yeah. So,
boy, you go back to that interception, that diving one by Trey. What a play. That's 2 INTs for the Trojans, both of them diving in good place. Here comes pressure up the middle. It's picked up well. Little screen pass on the far side. Trojans make the tackle there.
Number 4, Jaden Clark on the reception
There you go, and that will get us to halftime here. Halftime it is 49-3. And the band from Trojan Land and all of those will perform on there. But so we're going to keep it here, and we're going to take this opportunity to talk to Bridget Vaughn. We'll let Bridget make her way in here, and we may interrupt it as the band starts to make their way out. But certainly a delight to talk to Bridget, and there she is wearing the LV Foundation jacket. How are you, ma'am?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Look, I am doing wonderful. Thank you so much for the cookies. There's no doubt. Look, I love that. That's great.
Man, they turned out great.
Here, look, we're going to move this a little bit closer there. All right.
Okay.
So here's the idea. As the band comes out, we were going to let them play, and we'll watch that too. But we'll talk before then, and then we'll let them play, and we'll continue this because I want to spend some time talking about this, the foundation and the big run that you guys do every year. So tell us a little bit about that.
Right. We have the LV 5K, and it is always the Saturday before Easter. So
Right.
this year it's going to be April 4th, 2026.
Okay.
And it is in memory of Lauren Vaughn, who lost her life to an impaired driver.
Yeah.
So we give a big scholarship, and that is our largest fundraiser that helps us help the nursing students.
And then that scholarship goes to a nursing student. Tell a little bit more about the scholarship part of it.
In the accelerated BS to BSM program
Right.
at Northwestern, it is so fast-paced through 4 clinical semesters that those students are not allowed to work. So we try to help them. Each semester we give $1,200 to a student to help make their life a little bit easier because I
Right.
know it's hard financially not to work and have
Right.
to go to school. And, most of them have families and you've got bills to pay, and we just try and make it a little bit easier for them.
And that's the program that Lauren was in.
Right.
When she was in. That's correct. So how has that been received, the scholarship recipients so far? What's that been like?
They have been so grateful. They have reached out. Like, we follow their journey all throughout this. Like, we just had our first recipient, Trey, graduate.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was so exciting to see him graduate, and he just started a job actually in Baton Rouge. And our second recipient actually lives in Ball, Louisiana.
Oh, really?
Jessie. So we're excited because she's going to be here in Central Louisiana, and there's a good chance she's going to take care of you and I.
Look, that is just not anytime soon, but that's great. So the race is coming up, and you guys the last couple of years have had a lot of participants in that.
Record numbers. The
Yeah.
largest 5K in Central Louisiana, we have averaged between 500 to 600 runners and even more. With participants and all the spectators that come out, it is a fabulous day.
And so it looks like to me is right after that's over, you start planning on next year. You have to.
Yeah, we're always planning. Right now we're sending out sponsorship letters for the race, helping us get the money that we need to put on such a large event for our community, because it's not just about us giving the scholarship, it's about us raising awareness. Actually, tonight, the cheerleaders for Ash and Pineville and the dance line will
Right.
be throwing out shirts. that says one decision changes everything. And so we just want students and all the people here at this game tonight just realize that just one thing, we
Yeah.
could do something, and it's going to just change the trajectory of everything.
Look, I just absolutely. We're going to take a look on here, but I want to. I don't want you to go away. Let me zoom in on this real quick.
The Alexandria Senior High Trojans, joined by a special guest from the Little Dolls Clinic.
Nick, do you have our ambiance on? Yeah, let's turn that on so we can take that. Bridget, stay tight. We're going to join us right after this event, and we'll talk a little bit more.
Hang on, we're having a little technical difficulties. Let's head for the little ones.
And we are back here. Great job there at halftime. I know the band may make their way out there, but we're going to spend a little bit more time with Bridget Vaughn, who is talking to us about the LV 5K and those things that are going on. So you'll start on that, and that's working up till Easter. So you'll start taking entrance when?
Now.
To
You can sign up right now.
So she says you hypothetically. She's not talking about me, just so y'all.
It is just as much a walking event as it is running. It is a family-friendly event. Everybody can come out in the community, whether you walk, run, skip, hop, cheer, all
Just
the
get
things.
there. All right.
That's right.
And that's the Saturday prior to Easter.
Yes.
Okay. So here's another thing. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to commit to being there and helping out if you guys need it. I'll walk the 5K part of it.
Okay.
Because that's a joke. Fun run. No, that's we'll do that. But here's something else I want to do. I want to make on behalf of 446 Sports a $500 donation to the foundation for you as well. Just because we believe in you, we believe in keeping the legacy of Lauren alive, and it's I know it's not a great amount, but it's something that we want to do on behalf of 446 Sports. So there you go.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing!
So,
Thank y'all so much.
You're welcome, and we'll come by there and probably pick up some of those cheesecakes and we'll get that to you. But we certainly want to make sure that the scholarship and that stays going.
That's right. And if they are interested in signing up for the run, it's www.lv5k.com and you can sign up there.
Does KP run in it?
Oh, KP's busy cooking pancakes and bacon. So Lauren's favorite food was breakfast, and so we do homemade beignets, homemade cane syrup, pancakes, bacon. It's so much fun.
Wow.
I do what I'm good at.
That's really good. That seems it's got to be tough to walk and run after that. Well, Bridget, thank you for stopping up here. We appreciate you. We really do. We're going to watch. Band parents get really mad at us if we don't do that. So we're going to turn it back over to that. I won't touch it. Nick likes to run that. But Bridget, thank you, and tell them one more time where to register.
You can go to the website www.lv5k.com.
Bridget, thank you very much.
Thanks, Doug.
All right.
the Trojan Band of Class. Awesome job. Okay, if you have a split the pot ticket, you'll go and claim it at the table where you bought the ticket, and the winner tonight's split the pot. Yeah, I did say that. James Alamon. James Alamon. It's your money tonight. Go to the place where you purchased it and pick up your cash. Scores now: West Monroe 21, Washita 10, Neville 23, Ruston 13.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing to save the day. From keeping you comfortable to plumbing repairs and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, your one-stop solution for AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call Southern Air Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,000.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
Hi, this is Robin with Little Cakes with Big Attitude, and I have some exciting news. Fall is finally here, and that means our amazing fall flavors are ready to go, hot, iced, or frozen. Delight your taste buds with flavors like spiced caramel apple, cinnamon roll, maple pecan, s'mores, and of course, pumpkin spice latte. And just when we thought fall couldn't get any better, we were voted Sinlaw's Choice for Best Bakery and Best Dessert. Little Cakes with Big Attitude in Alexandria or our Pineville location. Stop by today.
At Louisiana Athletic Club, we believe in keeping fitness affordable. We're proud to offer the most extensive fitness options in the area, all at an unbeatable price. From group fitness and childcare to heated pool and family-friendly amenities in 2 convenient locations, we've got everything you need to stay fit and active as a family. Join Louisiana Athletic Club today, where quality fitness meets affordable pricing and everyone can thrive. Find your fit at LouisianaAthleticClub.com.
And we are back here. Menard has tied it up 16-16 in the third quarter. Tioga all over West Washita, 42-0. And we're working our way down to KP, who is with Coach Thomas Bachmann on the 20-yard line. We'll zoom in and follow them. There's KP around the 16. Through the magic of television, we'll work our way down there. And we are down with KP. KP on the sideline. We're going to turn it over to you and get you down there with Coach Bachmann.
Nice explosive first half. Pretty good. Tell me what you're looking for out of the underclassmen in the second half.
Yeah, I want to go execute, right? Go execute. Take it one play at a time. Whether you get 2 or 3 drives with the clock running, it's going to go pretty fast. But, we got a really big JV game, freshman JV games coming on Monday. And so let's use this as an opportunity to get some rest. And then, so, whatever play is called, go execute the play.
Sounds good. We'll see you after the game. Yes, sir. Back to you, Doug.
All right, KP, thank you very much, my friend. Nick, did you think you would hear anything different up there?
No, he's definitely focused, and that's and obviously that the aforementioned JV game or freshman game is going to be against Ruston, and since we travel up there next week, they'll be here on Monday.
And look, the crowds for those freshman JV games have been from tremendous ball games. So we invite you to come out and do that.
Yeah, so good work there, Doug. You want to talk about the stats from the first half?
Let's do that.
All right, so for your Trojans, pull that up here real quick. Carson Sellers obviously leading the way here, and here we go. I'm sorry, I had it saved here. So Carson Sellers, 6 for 11, 134 yards, 3 touchdowns on the rushing department. Kaysen Williams, 9 for 171 yards, 3 touchdowns.
9 carries, 171 yards.
Yes, three touchdowns. Griffin, 2 for 44 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 50-yard punt return that 1T Brett McCormick said weirdest thing he's ever seen in football.
I told him exactly that. I mean, it bounced off the helmet of the player, and we'll have that. I promise you'll be able to see that tonight. And I can't swear that it gets 1 million views, but it's going to get a bunch of them.
Yeah. Then Tyler Bowman, 6 for 44 yards. Hadn't made it to the end zone yet. And receiving, we had Jayton Terry, 1 for 12 yards. Jayton also had an interception on defensive side. Alex Fondo, 3 for 102 yards, 2 touchdowns. First 2 receptions were touchdowns. Hayden Burford, 2 for 20 yards. And then, of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the defensive play by Trey Williams, Z9, K9, Zone 9. A beautiful interception on the diving play.
It seems like ages ago, but tell me about the effort out of Carrick Gaines that set the tone in that first half of first quarter.
Yes, I very impressive. Like we talked about, if you all followed us 2 years back, we had a senior, Jason Blackwell, and we very early in the season nicknamed him the Missile because he would launch and hit anything that was the opposite color, that had the ball, and that was basically what Kyron reminded me of earlier in the game. And
Carrick was, that was.
I'm sorry, Carrick. Excuse me. Yeah, I was talking about Griffin a second ago.
Look, he's at Northwestern State University playing and was out for a couple of weeks under concussion protocol because he come around the corner and hit a big offensive lineman. And so, that just tells you on there. But we appreciate you, Nick. Those halftime stats tonight brought to you by Jerry Lee and Company. For all your fine menswear and ladies wear too. Go by there. They are on the corner over there on Jackson Street as you're getting down towards Kroger and that type stuff in that Plaza by Snacks. They're right there in the corner. It is Jerry Lee and Company. Go by there and see them. Probably the most comfortable pair of pants I've ever worn in my life I have on today.
Let's talk about.
You don't want to talk about my pants?
No,
they're great.
Let's talk about a lead that throws a baseball for this Trojan.
That's right.
School in the springtime.
Jack Lee is that young man, and he is going to go down and play for Jay Johnson down there at LSU. Had a tremendous summer. Did that young man. A lot of baseball in front of him before he wraps things up. Phone started ringing on August 1st and didn't stop. Foot into this one. Bounces around and will go into the end zone and will come out of there by Kaysen Williams. And I don't think that's how you designed it.
That is that's a different number 3. That is not.
Well, no, that's not Kaysen.
That's not
By
Kaysen.
no means is that Kaysen. So I don't know who that young man is.
I know their freshman quarterback is number 3 in the practice that I see on film. So
you're going to have this younger group. Not that they're not already a young group, but they'll start making their way out onto the field. Boy, this is normally the traffic you see at 6:30 on a time coming into the game. There are a lot of lights out there on Alla and on Warren heading to Jackson. A lot of folks have seen all they wanted to see here tonight. First down and 10. That is Kadarian Vaughn at quarterback.
Yes.
Vaughn now with the toss to the near side, and we'll get who that is at running back. Is that Ross?
Yeah, it should be Darren Ross, number 20, if I'm not mistaken.
Burford's still in there. You're bringing a lot of different guys. Bowman will come in there and run, and he swaps places. Because Bowman, yes, he's played some of the varsity, but doesn't see a lot of snaps on there the way Kaysen runs the ball.
Trey Doherty up top, Doug, number 19.
Toss does come to Bowman this side. Tyler puts a head down and is going to get gathered in there around the 16-yard line. So no gain. It'll be third down.
Letzinger, 83, your tight end, or H-back. Clayton Dole's your tight end, 85. Clemens is your, on the offensive line, Jaden Clemens. Gage Williams, your center right now.
Let's look at some of the guys that have come in to start things off here in the third quarter.
Roman Fuentes is your right tackle. He just stood up. I'm sorry, Doug.
No, you're fine. Rolling right along in this one, third down and 9. Certainly appreciate Bridget Vaughn making her way up there. That is a long throw to the far side. Complete to Doherty. Is it? Doherty making a couple of men miss and bangs forward, and that's probably going to bring up the first punt of the evening for this Alexandria team.
Yeah, Doherty's first catch, 7-yard there.
Comes off the field, too. Looked like his helmet got banged up a little bit.
Doug, how remarkable was that? I mean, for her to sit here and talk about one decision, changes.
Yeah.
I mean, to be able to witness to all of us, not just the young people.
That's right.
Nope.
False start for the Trojans and on that left guard side of it.
I do know number 56 is Silas Michel is the left tackle. And then left guard, you just mentioned. Let me try to get his. I think it's 7. No, it's not 70. That would be. It's 65. Is Dylan Stark.
That'll bring Eli back out there. And look, one thing they don't play around with. This is the first punt team that is out there. They have to work on some things, but they don't want to see a block here or anything really get sloppy.
Yeah, and had Gaines McKenzie and Jay Frazier come on late because of.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, that was a good snap on there as Eli turns it over. Makes the soccer coach go, wow, that's a good kick. Covered up there, and that looks like Raymond Harris that is down in coverage. Take me through that kick, Nick. I know it impressed you.
Yes, big time. Once again, guys, once you turn it over, even Coach Bachmann's giving him a high five on that one, another fist bump there. He turned that one over, and that was at least about 55 in the air with very little return.
Well, again, a big shout-out to our friends at Sinlaw Grill and Chill for the work that they do getting our food up here into the press box. And I'm telling you, football season, I said, what did we tell them the other day? I said, well, I've known them about 3 weeks. And they said, how long is that? I said, about 15 pounds. Talking about time that we've been down in Lafayette. Yeah. Finding a lot of good food around here. That toss comes back to the near side. Good pressure from that Trojan defense will make the stop. Again, a loss of a yard on first down.
Yeah, Boatman, Sykesville, and Bevel all in there. So good to see.
Well, how you like that? You got your twos running in there and guys with the likes of Sykesville and Boatman and that group. And I see Raymond Harris in there too.
Yeah, good work there by them. We saw Sykesville last night at the show. He tried to give Coach O.J.'s son a high five, and Coach O.J.'s son didn't have anything to do. He said, he's too big, Mom. He's too big. So... And Romeo Sherman is your right cornerback here. Maurice Jackson's left corner. Andrew Montague's the free safety.
Snap is back there, taking another shot down the field, and good defensive coverage back there.
Yeah, that's Sherman, aforementioned Sherman. Pressured by number 40 there was Bryce Gilliam, and he looks like a good athlete as well.
Don't forget, following the game, Coach Thomas Bachmann will make his way up to the Trios press box, and we'll visit with him up here for just a little bit, talk about how this game went, and start talking about next week's contest and coaches show that is Thursday night. Trios will start offering lunch November the 1st, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. They're open for Friday and Saturday for lunch, dinner Tuesday through Saturday, but opening back up for lunch on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And they're watching this game tonight. Handoff is there, spun around, will go down back in front of the sticks out to the 40, but still 8 yards shy of the first.
Yeah, Jaden Anton with the tackle there, linebacker, number 45. Also have Harrington, number 26, Daniel Harrington in there at one of the apex positions. Looks like they're playing 2 at the apex position with this setup here.
Tioga all over West Washita in that one, 42-0. They've rolled into the fourth quarter. Here it is 49-3. Menard and Avoyelles tied at 16 the last I saw, and St. Mary's had the lead in that one. So big nights for the 446 Sports family. Nick, what's going on around the state with some scores? I'll let you get to that in just a second. Timeout on the field. We'll keep it here. Let's keep it here, and we'll get back to that and talk about some of the scores from around the way. But just to give you insight, don't forget, 8 a.m. in the morning, all the scores and highlights you want. And Marshall Leffler has that call for you. Marshall on a big one, Union and Calvary doing battle in Shreveport tonight. So we'll try to get you an idea on that one, as well as some of the others that affect District 2 5A. Some big ones going on around the state.
So is that their Union is 3A or is that 2A?
Calvary and them are 3A.
Okay, so Calvary 48-0 in the third quarter over Union.
Calvary not terrible this year. They're in that division with Menard, aren't they?
Yes. And then
no, they go up from there, wouldn't they? Because the softball was in separate divisions.
They're in 2A is what I saw. West Monroe 21, Washita Parish 10. So West Monroe's getting a little
breathing room. That one kicked away by Lee, puts another one.
Neville.
Look, all the way on the far side, the blocking with Sykesville's got his man. And this is the punt team that's kicking this. And Sykesville has his man 15 yards down the field.
Neville taking it to Ruston 30-13.
Wow.
Yeah.
Neville with a big show last week. And Neville back to doing what Neville was doing last year. I don't think anybody expected that.
East Ascension St. Amand, that's a big one there, 21-21. Acadiana 21-7 over Lafayette. John Curtis 24-3 over Brother Martin.
Lafayette High will be on the show Tuesday night down at Firehouse Subs in there. Catholic of Baton Rouge on top of the Central Wildcats 29-14 and stopped in the backfield there.
Yeah, 3-yard loss there. That's number 34.
4 minutes to go here in the third. And again, when you set up drives like this, it gets through this third and fourth quarter. Clock was running with about 9 minutes to go there in the second quarter as the Trojans just put on an unbelievable start to this game.
So 4-yard loss on the last play and gets no gain there. So, I'm sorry, 3-yard loss on the last play.
Yeah, third down and 13. Tyler Bowman in there at running back again. Again, this group, you said Monday night, will take on the folks from Ruston. And that is where Ash will be next Friday night. They will make the trip up to Ruston for that ball game. And a Ruston team going to be pretty aggravated time the Trojans get up there. Here comes Vaughn stepping up in the pocket. Looks like he's was favoring that and limping a little bit when he was running.
Yeah, I definitely want him to hold the ball a little bit tighter, but 7-yard gain there for Vaughn.
That'll bring Eli and company back out. Boy, if Eli can have another one of those punts like he had the last time, that was a pretty solid one. Yeah, Washita started off pretty solid. But look, West Monroe, no joke.
Yeah, I will say I was more impressed with them last week than there's another. Speaking of being impressed.
A rocket back to the 20-yard line where Phillips has it, but it's so high that you've got the punt team time to get down there and cover that.
Yeah, Jay Frazier and Amarion Simon, which Simon's making a name for himself on the on special teams. That's number 47. It's you always have the guys. We had Kobe Polk, we had Clayton Doyle last year. You've got the guys who work hard on special teams and get the tackle numbers on special teams.
And look, that's been going around a lot, that little saying, special teams will get you paid. And it's dedication. That's how you get on the field, and that's how you do it. Back to pass is Coleman. He dumps this one out of the backfield, slips the tackle to the far side and another, but goes down shy of the 30-yard line to the 29 as we tick under a minute and a half.
Yeah, Daniel Harrington there on the tackle after he gets past Sykesville. And I want to shout out to Coach Harrington, the one here, Roger, and then his dad who watches us back home. Appreciate him watching us.
2nd down and 7. Quick throw over to the right side is swallowed up there and going to lose 2 yards on that one.
Yeah, Maurice Jackson stepping up there first, and then Antoine helping him. So good work there by your Trojans.
3rd down and 9 in this one. The Rebels moving towards the Jackson Street end zone, backs to the baseball field. Coleman back to pass. He's going to step up in the pocket, being pressured there, but ducks out of it pretty good. Going to be driven out of bounds, maybe. Now they'll give him the 1st down. Yeah, they say he's out. No, they're getting it. But I don't know what they're doing. They'll go past the 35 to the 36-yard line. Depends on where they set it. Yeah, they're going to give him the 1st down, so the ball will rest on a 37.
Thought I saw a 54 A-Bear out there, but it might not be. It might have been 45 again. I'm sorry.
Coleman calls for it and has it. Pressure up the middle, side steps that. His elusiveness to escape that first hit is pretty solid, but that defense just collapses, Nick.
Yeah, that's Antoine again, and number 53, who we don't have. No, I'm sorry, 53 is Carter Davis.
That's going to do it for the 3rd quarter of play. Clock running in this one, 49-3. We'll be back right after this as Trojan football brought to you by your Kubota dealers of Louisiana. We'll be right back.
The Rapides School-Based Health Center brings healthcare straight to your child at no cost to you. We provide comprehensive physicals, wellness checks, sick visits, sports physicals, immunizations, behavioral health counseling, and more. Our licensed medical providers, nurses, and social workers are ready to care for your children with no out-of-pocket cost to families or the school board. Our purpose is simple: keep students in school, parents at work, and help students thrive. Sign up today and help keep Rapides healthy.
Buying or selling a home is one of life's biggest decisions. At the LaLue Group, we believe it should also feel personal. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, our team walks with you every step of the way, bringing knowledge, care, and experience you can count on. I'm Trish LaLue. When you work with the LaLue...
And we are back here. We start the 4th quarter of play. Rebels have the football moving left to right now towards the baseball field. Screen is set up there, and it's blown up there. Pretty good work defensively by the Trojans defense to hang on.
Yeah, Jaden Antoine again. He's been very active. 2 solo tackles, 2 assists so far since he's been in.
Look, we talked about him at halftime during our Jerry Lee and Company halftime stats, but Garrett Gaines set the tone in this game with the hard work that he did, and everybody just followed, but he was shooting around everywhere.
Still the leading tackler of the night so far as well.
Stepping up in the pocket now and running is Coleman. He gets by Antoine, spun around and driven out of bounds. There's going to be 15, as he was hit well into the white of the sideline.
Yeah, that's definitely going to have to be something that's going to be cleaned up by next week. But great work there by their quarterback to get the 1st down, and it's going to be extra. But yeah, Garrett Gaines has 3 solo tackles, 2 assisted tackles, 1 pass breakup, and like you said, really set the tone, Doug, early.
You should give him 2 tackles for the one he made on the far side when he jarred the ball loose.
I guess that would be a forced fumble too, huh? I guess I could give him that. It wasn't, although it went out of bounds, but it did come loose. So
yeah.
We'll add that stat there. But,
so they're going to call the late hit out of bounds, and And I think it was just, I don't think there was malice to it as much as it was just hitting, and Coleman kept going, and the whistle was blowing. He was on the sideline, and the hit came in. But you've got to pull up when you're there and you hear the whistles. First down and 10 for Pineville here in this one. Long first half for the Rebels, and it just steamrolled by that Trojan offense and defense, who was playing with a little bit of anger after last week's game, I think. Nick, would that be fair to assess?
Yes, sir. Very much so. Very much so. They did not want to miss any tackles tonight, and they wanted to set a statement and just remind everybody of the defense that they've been most of the year.
Looks like Phillips is coming off a little gingerly on the far side. Coleman's still in there at quarterback, getting good reps where he has been. He's been throughout this one. Back to pass again, looking for that swing out of the back. That's jumped and picked again. Well, that is a diving catch on the interception, and we'll have to see. That's
Harrington, yep, Daniel Harrington.
Look, another diving play to go in there and get that one, and that's just big-time work. That's 3 diving interceptions that we've seen tonight.
Yep, he just read it, and he comes from nowhere, and we could see the play from here, and we saw what the quarterback saw initially, and then Daniel really he closed that gap really quick.
You just didn't see Daniel hiding out back there, and he comes up and makes a play. I don't know that I've seen the receivers jump the ball like they have. Ouachita scores a touchdown and gets 2, and they're coming back in this one. It's 24-18. They trail West Monroe by 6. Snap throw to the near side. Is that Lonsberry that's got that one? Or
no, that's 80,
no, that's
88,
yeah.
Which is Brylan Jefferson, 5'7", 145-pound sophomore.
Put my glasses back on so I can see the difference between 88 and 89.
It's close. You're close.
Snap is back there, but that play was just off a split second from the snap. I don't think Vaughn wanted it when he got it.
Yeah, loses 1 yard there, so he's still +6 on the rushing total tonight.
I knew I saw Lonsberry. He's on the far
top,
side,
yes.
is where he's at. Nearest the numbers, and the Pineville sideline is where he is. Snap is back there, and a snap throw to Doherty. He's got to spin and turn and gets out past the 30-yard line. That's going to be a first down. Good second effort run there by Trey Doherty.
Yeah, 8 yard there for Trey. Good to see him getting involved. His second catch, but it's now 2 for 15 yards.
8 to go in this ball game. We appreciate if you stuck around in this one. A lot of the drama out of it, but good to see some of those younger players get some work. Snap is back, and a toss now goes to the far side.
That's Bowman, Doug. There's a flag on the far side as well.
Helmet comes off from inside. A lot going on, but remember the clock still does run during all of this.
Two flags, one right here in the middle as well.
You can catch up with all the scores that we talk about there on the Sadler's Towing scrolling scoreboard. Of course, our score, 49-3. You see that on the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard at the top of the screen.
Do we have any updates from Menard?
The last I saw was still 16 apiece. Let me go back in and check.
Matthew, here we go.
Holding against the Trojans. And then a dead ball, unnecessary roughness against the Rebels, so they'll back it off. They'll give the 15. And they'll replay first down out of all of that. So you'll back it up 10, move it up 15. And through all of that, it's going to be first down and 5, 4.
Yeah, so we have the hold was in the middle of the field, and then the...
So it goes back from the spot of the foul, and then you move it forward. That's why it's a odd number, but it's really first and third, it looks like, Nick.
And then the unsportsmanlike was on the top with their cornerback and our wide receiver up top.
Well, that took about 1:45 off of the clock in that. We are halfway home here. 6 minutes to go in this one. It's been all Trojans from the start. Nine o'clock on a Friday night, Nick, and we're going to wrap this up here in just a few minutes. Wow. Don't forget, we will visit with Coach Thomas Bachmann. He'll make his way up here. Play action now. Vaughn going to dump that off in a good-looking pass and catch.
Cooper Robinson.
Yeah, big first down. Boy, it is so good to see Cooper Robinson back in and making a catch. The officials are not going anywhere, though. There's a flag down for an ineligible man downfield.
Mm-hmm.
All started this half when number 3 caught the ball in the end zone and brought it out, and or shot of it, and that wasn't Kaysen Williams at all. Well, Kaysen had a big night. 9 carries, 172 yards, Nick?
71, I think.
171.
72 is close enough.
Right.
I'm sure Brett 1T will have that corrected for us. So that's a 5-yard penalty on the eligible downfield.
Look, the beauty of this is I still have time to go home at a reasonable hour and make some highlights out of this because there are a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Look, send your highlight clips. If you're somewhere around and we don't see it, send it to info@446sports.com. That is Doherty making things happen. He picks up the first down, spun around. We've got 4:46 to go here in the fourth quarter.
11-yard gain there from Vaughn the Doherty.
First down and 10 from the 45-yard line. It is. Vaughn has went the distance. Bowman swaps sides. Oh, just took a while to get there.
Yeah.
On that throw, but still, I like the arm strength there. Over the last year or so that we've seen from summer ball and in this time, looks like his arm has gotten a little bit stronger, Nick.
Yeah. Caribbean Franks, senior wide receiver, was intended. Number 27.
He comes out to the shows. We see him. Yep. We see Franks out at the shows on Thursday nights, and you can too. 7 o'clock at Walk-Ons. Tyler, just continues to bust, spins around and trying to break free. Is going to be brought down at the 39-yard line, and good to see that young man running hard. 3:12 and counting in this one.
16-yard gain there for the first down.
First down and 10. Bowman will have it again, trying to just run out the remainder of this one. Trojans in no real hurry to add another touchdown. This one's not been in doubt since early on. Do want to appreciate everybody or thank everybody that watched tonight, Nick. I know you had a lot of family here watching and online watching.
Yeah, it was exciting to see, like I said, see a local game for the first time this year.
That's Bowman. He's got room. Spun around inside the 25 to the 22-yard line. 2 minutes and 29 seconds.
12-yard gain there for Tyler off the right side.
Tyler slowly amassing a few yards.
Yeah, he should be around 65 if I'm trying to add up just really quick in my head.
Trojan putting on a lot of rushing yards, which is what they wanted to do. False start whistled against the Trojans at the 2-minute mark, and that'll keep the clock running.
Actually, 73, Doug, for Bowman so far.
Okay. And interestingly enough, that penalty pushes the ball back, Nick, to the 27. Those of you doing the math at home can tell you what happens if Bowman busts one. It's not going to do it here. Vaughn just trying to dump this one off, and it is complete. Out inside the 20 to the 16. So all of that drama of getting to the 100-yard mark for Bowman is swept aside quickly.
Like a 12-yard gain there. That's 86, if I'm not mistaken. 86. Brooks Bain.
How about
Brooks
that?
Bain with his first catch of the season.
Snap is called for. Bowman's got it up the middle, but that's where the Rebel defense is, and they turn him back we roll under a minute. Forget we will have the Trojan wrap-up show here in the press box. Usually takes Coach Bachmann, 10 minutes or so to get up here. So we'll go through some stats, talk about it, pay some bills, and watch some commercials, and we'll have Coach Bachmann back up here after that. Usually likes a bottle of water when he's up here from that long night out there. But so, again, to give you an idea what's coming up over the next 24 hours or so, 8 a.m., tune in to the Red River Roundup with host Marshall Leffler. And they'll have Jace Lejeune from the Gridiron Football USA. Well, it looks like it's going to do it here, and they'll go out and shake hands and a host of others. And then join us at 5:30 tomorrow night as the LCU Wildcats host the Nelson Lions for homecoming. On their final score here, your Trojans, it's the same thing it was at halftime, 49-3. A Jocko Lee 23-yard field goal, I think, was it, or 30-yard field goal is what gave Pineville their score. The Trojans moved to 1-1 in district play and 6-1 overall, Nick.
Yeah, just a big night for the Trojans. Like I said, they want to take care of this one, and now on to Ruston, and they'll get to enjoy this for 24 hours. And like I said, big game coming up. Let's see where
Let's
Ruston's
get those
at
scores
right now.
before we get out of here. You thinking like I am?
So we have let's see, Neville 37-20 over Ruston. Still
Neville
in the fourth
37-20. My goodness.
Still in the fourth quarter. Ouachita comes back 25-24 over West Monroe right now. That would be big. Catholic 36, Central 21. See what we have locally in see here in 2A. Menard, Vols 24-16 over Menard right now.
Menard's what now?
24-16.
Okay.
Vols right now.
A lot of 2-point conversions in the house.
Yes. Let's see. Manny, one of our previous opponents, beating Winfield 35-18, so that's good for your Trojans.
And so we talked about that. I talked with Coach Bachmann in the pregame show or before things got going on, and he told us, he said, look, as people are winning, you'll start moving. He says you'll get activity in the power rankings based off all of these good teams that we played that start winning games. And you see, I think they started the week at 10 and they were up to 8.
Yeah, Union Parish falls 48-0 to Calvary, but Calvary's, one of your perennial powers that are down, that are down in the dome usually.
Well, there are a lot of scores to keep an eye on that we're not done with. We're going to take a break. When we come back up here, we'll visit with head coach Thomas Bachmann. It's probably going to be a little bit of a break. He'll talk to his team before he gets up here. Don't go anywhere. Trojans win it. They are 6-1 on the season and will move to 1-1 in District 2 5A play. Boy, there's a lot of shakeup, and it looks like West Monroe might be on the lead. Who knows?
Yeah.
After tonight.
That's right.
Stick around. We may go live this evening and just give you a highlight, give you some scores and scenarios on there. But we're going to step aside, take a break. When we come back, we'll visit with Coach Thomas Bachmann in the Ash Trojan wrap-up show. Trojans win. Trojans win. Back after this.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight?
We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
When it comes to celebrating big moments, BK Distributors has you covered. From eye-catching fathead decals and senior banners to custom cutouts that bring your favorite faces to life, we help make memories larger than life. Cheer loud and proud with hand fans and personalized signs, or honor achievements with awards and trophies that shine just as bright as the people who earn them. Whether it's for your school, your team, your business, or your community, BK Distributors delivers quality, creativity, and service you can trust. BK Distributors, where every moment deserves to stand out.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money.
Here's an important message for everyone in Central Louisiana experiencing changes in their vision. If you've met this year's Medicare deductible and are experiencing vision changes due to cataracts, then right now is the best and most affordable time to schedule your procedure with the cataract team at Wallace Eye Associates. A new year means a new deductible, so when it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
The wait is over, Sinlaw. DBAT Alexandria Baseball and Softball Academy is almost here. Whether your child is just starting out or aiming for the big leagues, our state-of-the-art training facility and expert lessons are designed to guide them every step of the way. Let's foster growth on and off the field. Sign up to be a founding member today.
Thanks to recent advancements in cataract care at Wallace Eye Associates, patients are actually excited about having their cataracts removed. That's because our team of doctors are now able to give cataract patients a whole new level of clear, natural vision. Schedule your cataract evaluation now before a new deductible is due in the new year. When it's time for cataract surgery, there's only one team, one focus, your vision. Wallace Eye Associates.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,000.
Find a dealer near you at LouisianaKubotaDealers.com.
Buying or selling a home is one of life's biggest decisions. At the LaLa Group, we believe it should also feel personal. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, our team walks with you every step of the way, bringing knowledge, care, and experience you can count on. I'm Trish LaLa. When you work with the LaLa Group, you're not just making a move, you're gaining a trusted partner. Our team is ready to help you buy, sell, or invest with confidence.
And we are back to the Trojan wrap-up show, and up with a victorious Coach Thomas Bachmann. And, Coach, congratulations, man. That's the way to go out there and get it.
It's good to be back at home.
Look, indeed it is. It's been a couple of games since we've been here. There's no doubt about that. Something that jumped completely off the film at us tonight was a work of 8. Carrot Gaines was – Nick compared him to Jason Blackwell, firing around like a missile on there. He was everywhere.
Yep. No, love Carrick. I thought he played physical. I thought, there was a tackle on their sideline where he certainly cleaned it up. He's played well. I thought he played well, in some of the biggest moments, and that's what we need from him.
Defensively tonight, 3 diving interceptions that we saw. J-Ton, but you go back to play before that, and again, I'm sounding like a broken record. I can't talk enough about the play of Trey Williams. If he doesn't chase down the guy on this end, you don't get the opportunity for the J-Ton Terry interception, and then he gets an interception. And on the far side of it, who had the third INT, Nick? The diving, was it Harrington?
Daniel.
Daniel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just phenomenal football.
Look, let's see here. Daniel's got I know he's got 2 pick sixes in his career in JV, so good for him. That's awesome. And then obviously J-Ton in the end zone and Trey's play. Yeah, Trey's got it, whatever it is.
Yeah, he got it.
He's very intelligent. He understands things on a deeper level than, most high school kids understand. He sees it. And he's got ultimate belief in his ability, and that's just.
You talked about how excited the team got when Thibodeau scored that touchdown.
Same thing for him.
When Trey gets it, I mean, it's like Elvis Presley getting mobbed over here.
It was pretty awesome. He's had a couple where he's broke. I'm trying to remember a couple where, he almost had them and they slipped through, and that was the best one.
Yeah.
That was the best one. The diving. I was giving him a hard time and telling him, you better be glad you chose right because the guy behind you was open too, So, no, he's just got great instincts, great intelligence, and, he certainly made some plays so far in this year.
Yeah, Coach Kaysen came out. He had 9 carries for 171 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
Big night for him. He just follows up what he started last week.
Yep.
So
I knew he hit some big ones. I guess one for what?
He had a 59 and a 49.
Yep. When you hit the big ones, the yards pile up, and super excited. It's a matter of time before we get Noble and we get that 1-2 punch rolling again. But he's going to get better, as I've said several times. I mean, these young kids are going to do nothing but get better the more they're in these big environments, and that's really all we got left, right? I mean, it's fixing to be.
You're exactly right.
It's fixing to be on, and looking forward to it as we go. But super proud of him and his development. He's got a quiet confidence about himself. He doesn't say a whole lot, but there's, those special ones just carry themselves a little bit different, and there's just a quiet confidence that he just goes about his business, and I'm excited about it.
You talk about confidence and things we like to look at outside of the game too, and we'll get back to the stats in just a second. But we're talking about Kaysen, and I want to talk about Noble Williams on there. before the teams come out onto the field, it looked like there was a little bit of standoff. Nobody wanted to come out onto the field first, and so
I missed all that.
Okay, well, yes, I'll show you back on the tape on there. And the Trojans are getting ready to come out. The Rebels haven't come out, and so the Trojans aren't coming out. And so it looked like your guys were going to start coming out. And Noble, the sophomore, was out in front of them telling them just to hang on a second. Pineville finally comes out, and that's why it was so late getting out onto the field before the kickoff on there. But the young man is the leader at an early age. It's going to be great to have him back.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. You know, I don't know when that'll be, you know, another couple of weeks, day to day. But, you know, it'll be here before the year's over.
So Carson ended up 6 for 11. Of course, we know some of them were drops.
Yeah, I had a couple of drops tonight. Yeah. A couple one. I thought that you know, we got to get off the post on the one where it got broke up to Hayden. We got to get off of that a little bit quicker with the depth of the safety and get through a progression. Thought he had a completion. You know, what Kaysen did on the toss the next play, if we'd have swung it to him, he probably would have done that.
Yeah.
He probably would have been a catch and run on that particular play. But, look, I mean, he's got it, right, through 3 touchdowns. I know Alex scored, I told y'all in pregame that we were going to hit that first one eventually, and came wide open, so big time.
Yeah, Alex had 34 and 40-yard touchdowns there.
Looked like one of them that you had Pineville playing the run a lot, and was
just,
able
to play with a little bit of tempo, and you got some, you know, you get them, you know, a little bit fatigued, and you get them with a little bit of poor eyes, and they get to peeking at things. You know, you have an opportunity to get some guys free.
Have you ever seen anything like that on Griffin's punt return?
Well, you know, we're screaming at him like, you know, kick, catch, interference. But, you know, I mean, trying to coach that, like, even if they were down in it, once they touch the ball, man, it's free at that point. We can't turn it over, even if we were the ball's coming back. So, no, it was like, I think we all screamed, run, and he just trotted into the end zone.
It literally bounced off the helmet over there.
The back of his helmet, yeah.
And that's just.
And Hayden's doing a great job back there fielding the punts, and you know, that's so valuable. You know, those guys that can save so much field position because they're comfortable back there fielding the ball. And so between Hayden and Kaysen doing that, you know, obviously Darius did it for us for a long time. So, you know, developing those guys in that third phase of the game is, you know, something that you're constantly thinking about and trying to figure out. So
he had one of those Darius Washington moments where he turns over and goes back and gets it. And we're like, man, that's great. But let's stick on special teams for a minute, too. Crushes the ball out. But the punting is what did it for me. He had Nick, and Nick pays attention kicking more than a lot of folks.
People need to take notice, you know, trying to tell people that this kid is a talent. He's only been doing it for, you know, just here in his high school career. You know, when we got the offsides, when we rolled the onside kick, or we're trying to, and we got the offside, it was like, all right, kick it deep, and then he almost kicked that one out the back of the end zone. So, as I say all the time, he's a weapon. I mean, he really is. That guy can change field position and change games, and you know, I think he's got all the ability in the world to go kick. You know, we've got to continue to work on our operation. I'd like to have seen us knock that field goal in. Got to go back and look and just make sure our operation from snap, hold, and kick is where it needs to be.
That whenever the 2 that he turned over on punts.
Oh, beautiful.
I mean, that's a game changer right there.
Yeah. A little disappointed we had him out there, but
right. I get it.
I agree.
I get it.
No, he's a weapon.
Yeah.
Coach, another big win for you. You guys moved to 1-1 in district play in a very wide open District 2 5A.
Dog fights going on right now is what the coaches are telling me. As soon as the game was over, they're looking at.
We were watching scores the entire time.
You know, so look, it's a district full of great staffs, great players, great communities, and we got our work cut out for us. And you know, I know we're excited about doing the work.
Look, indeed, and that starts back here. You'll entertain JV and freshmen on Monday night. The Ruston team makes its way down here before we make the trip there on Friday night.
Correct.
But a little stop at Walk-Ons on Thursday night to talk all about it here.
I'm looking forward to it. It means that we've put the week of work in.
It means that it's there. That's right.
You know, you're on the eve. But we got a lot of work to do. But before we get to next Friday night, and you know, I know we're looking forward to it, and you know, I'll be anxious to see, you know, how it goes with our team. You know, the competitive stamina is very, very important. Your ability to do it, you know, week after week and then year after year. You know, I think that is you know, kind of the next step, you know, where you're that competitive stamina where you can summon it up repeatedly is a huge part, and you certainly have to have it in this league.
Well, we're excited about the way the night went. Coach, as always, thank you for taking time to come upstairs and visit with us post-game. We've had a great time. Trojans win this one 49-3. Put this one away early on. We'll see you at walk-ons on Thursday night. Come out and see that JV and freshman game on Monday. Crowd's going to be a big one, so come early for that one. And then join the caravan up to Ruston next week. Pre-game, though, if you want to watch it with us, we'll go on at 6:30, game time at 7. But get the horns, get the cowbells, and get your tail up to Ruston, Louisiana. They need your support. For Nick Magnano, Coach Thomas Bachmann, I am Doug Gann. God bless you.